banners are being carried far and wide, Lord.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Broken World Chronicles. My name is Guy and we've got a full house of people today, so hopefully we're going to be having a little bit of fun. I'm just trying to kill this music in the background. There we go. Now, we're going to be doing a little bit of a pre-show review, so if you are someone who is interested in how I go about planning for these sessions, this is the space to be. If you don't want spoilers, you should come back on the hour. That's when the game actually starts. So up until now, we're going to be discussing, up until then I should say, we're going to be discussing the ideas behind what I'm going to be doing in this session. If you haven't been watching these sessions beforehand, I'm going to give you a very brief recap. The players are known as shifters, and they're characters anyway. And the characters have got these black obsidian chips that, if they arrange in a circle, will allow them to teleport to another dimension. The world that they're in was shattered into multiple dimensions that intersect one another. Some are from the past, some are from the future, some are alternative realities, and others are just crazy spaces. Now, these worlds, I should point out, have been generated by our Patreon. So if you are a Patreon, we do thank you very much for that. So Patreons have created these worlds that these characters will randomly jump into. So I have no idea where they're going to end up next. It is literally a dice roll to see what's going to happen. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is that our characters have jumped to this particular world where Feloria, who's the lead or the bard of the party, has discovered that her doppelganger in this existence, in this dimension, is in actual fact an incredibly powerful, very militant elvish commander. And more importantly, you have to forgive me, my voice is not yet back 100%. More importantly, is that her lover, Varian, whom in her timeline died, has been found alive, and he is on this train in this dimension. So it's obviously not the original, but it's identical in most respects. So Feloria has made it her mission to try and save Varian, because the party got involved, as one does, in helping a goblin rebellion against the tyrannical elves and humans, so have decided to take up the cause and are currently aboard an Arcanon, which is basically a magical train. The train uses magical energy to pull itself through these circular arches, I suppose you could call these little sort of rings. It kind of pulls itself through those using magic. The Goblins' plan is to blow up the Arcanon and the rings, and because of the way that the rings work, they're almost like these tubes, if you like, that connect one side of Braxia almost all the way to the other. The Goblins have developed a weapon that, when detonated within the Arcanon tubes, will cause a catastrophic explosion, destroying everything in the tubes. That's all the other little Arcanon trains busy moving around, as well as the teleportation gates, these arches that the trains use, and possibly a certain area around those arches. When the team decided they were going to take this on, Feloria discovered, to her horror, that her lover Varian, or at least his doppelganger, is on the train, and so they now race to get onto the train, which they did through hook and crook. Now they are on the train. They have found Varian, and, well, let's just say Feloria's done some interesting things. So what does that mean for me now running the game moving forward? So we've got this idea that the train is going to explode, and they're 10 minutes away from the bridge where the planned detonation was going to happen. Now, from a planning perspective, I've obviously got maps that I've drawn up, and if you watched last week, you would have seen the map of the train, and if you watch today, you'll see that map coming back into use as well. I've got the train there. I have a vague idea of how they can destroy this train. Feloria is going to try and throw Varian from the train, from what I can understand, which I find very amusing. So there is that, and it's going to be interesting. Once they blow up the train, the question then is, are they going to stay in this realm? They have some of those, they're called rough stones, R-U-F-F, rough stones, which do allow them to teleport around and to leave the dimension that they're in and move to another dimension. If they so choose, they could also choose to stay here. But this is an emotionally charged episode because it is Feloria finally reunited with Varian, whom she tragically lost in her own world. So I expect there to be a lot of roleplay from that perspective. We've also got young Warren and Flint, who are on the train and are trying to carry out their mission objective. This has not proven too difficult at the moment because they managed to sneak aboard without being detected. There is, however, a train full of drow and elvish warriors currently en route, so if they are not fast, they run the risk of being detected, and, well, then all hell breaks loose. We'll see. So once the players jump, because of the nature of this game, with this fractured world and that sort of thing, there's a lot of information that the players don't have, as well as their characters, but there's a lot of information that the players don't have. And there is a structure, a space that has been created, this sort of shifter hub, if you like. It's a dimension that sits within all of these different dimensions, and shifters can access it. They're drawn to it by the power of the stones. I'm hoping that that's where we will end up today's session, is in the shifter hub, where they can see that there's this black market with items available from across the different dimensions. They're going to meet some NPCs. Again, those NPCs generated by our Patreons, so we're going to be incorporating some NPCs. And then after that, who knows where they're going to go. We've got so many worlds for them to explore. This has also been restricted, well, not restricted, but we decided that we were only going to do 12 episodes of this particular season, see what we feel, see what the response is like from you guys, see how we can do things. You know, we've been trying out different techniques as well, kind of with different layouts and things. And it's been a fun ride so far. It would be it would be interesting to carry it on afterwards. There isn't a major plot happening here. I mean, there's an invasion of the Clack Clack Door, and the characters are trying to figure out a little bit about that. But I think that from a campaign perspective, this would be a great introduction to a much bigger campaign. There are so many different avenues that the characters can explore. We've basically been trying to go through the characters' backstory. So we've kind of handled Feloria's backstory now, especially last week when I couldn't run the game. So we got some insight into that. it would be nice to do Flint's backstory as well as Warren's backstory with Delu, his dragon overlord. So there are a lot of things that we can still do if at the point where we get to the 12th episode, so that's only in 4 weeks' time, so in a month's time, we'll just have to see what's going on there. There are many, many things in the pipeline. So there is no real hard and fast time restriction. What I want to achieve, though, is I do want to leave everybody, and that's my players particularly, with the sense that we could come back to these broken worlds and we could continue to explore. There is a lot of options for people to navigate through this weird space. So there is a lot of potential for future campaigns being set here, and I think there are so many ways in which it could go as well that does, for me anyway, that's quite exciting. There's not much more I can say regarding that. Just thank you to Shadowcats. Yes, I am feeling better. The throat's still a bit foggy, and there's a bit of a cough you'll hear every now and again, but definitely on the mend, thank you. And Eric, we will not be calling them the Woof Woof Stones. I like the name, but there's a certain gravitas that you want. You're a shifter. You're gonna quick hand me the Woof Woof Stone. Yeah, I'm not sold on that idea. Yes, I agree. Michael did a great job of running it. It was a lot of fun to watch that story unfold. I, of course, was sitting behind the scenes trying to run everything from a producing perspective with maps and the like. It was interesting to see how it kind of played out. On that front, hopefully, on the YouTube channel, Great GM Sessions, RPG Sessions, I should say, hopefully soon, and it does rest with Michael, but Michael, there we go, thank you for that. I do appreciate the, wow, Pikmin Biomaster, thank you, very much so, thank you very much for that, we really do appreciate that. So Pikmin Biomaster, you say, you've been really busy, haven't caught a lot of the show, so here's some back pay. Well, that is very kind of you. You didn't need to do that. It is appreciated. It really is appreciated. Now, I see there's some questions there. Where are we? Skipping stones. Yeah, skipping stones could work. Sliding stones. Yeah, again, come from that TV show Sliders. The rough stones. The rough is named after the gnome who blew up all of the dimensions in the first place. So that's their kind of origin story. Which, yeah, there's so much to explore. There is really so much to explore. We haven't started the actual session yet. For those of you that have just joined us, that will start on the hour, so in about 14 minutes or so. I'm just waiting for Warren to jump in and connect, and then I can do the layout for the guys, because obviously the layout was a bit mangled last week because I wasn't part of the picture. But yes, that shouldn't take too long. If there are any questions about the campaign, please feel free to ask them now. I've kind of covered what I'm going to be what I've planned on doing the session. Just play it out as we've planned it. So yeah. Have I mastered a Cajun accent? No, I wouldn't even know where to start. Cajun is sort of French with a bit of Creole. I'm not sure. So there we go. Yeah, we'll see what sort of accents we can come up with. I do like that. Any other questions? Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and just see where Warren is. If the session looks like it might go too long and the players don't get to the hub, is there a chance the players will be forced to shift to the hub? That's a good question. It's a very good question to ask. Achan Cham. The challenge is, if I start to take away agency from when the players want to, or when the characters can jump, so in other words, they get pulled across time, I think that would be a really interesting villain who has planted something on them that does cause them to shift and to move and to bounce around. Now, to do that without having a villain doing that, to make it just so that it happens, does definitely take away, I think, the agency of the players to be able to say, okay, we put the stones down and we jump. They must be able to make that conscious choice. I think that if they choose to stay in this location forever, that's fine, I suppose. I don't see it as being a major issue if they want to stay there. On the other hand, it would be nice if they jumped. So perhaps they'll bump into a villain who can drop into one of their backpacks what would we call it, a charged rough anchor or something that will pull them across different dimensions and things. So we can certainly do that, absolutely, without a doubt. So yeah, hello Lightning Invoker, glad that you could join us. Pikmin Biomaster would have missed. Last time I saw the show, there was a party members going with the Nazi elves to the capital. Well, they were going to the Nazi camp, the Nazi elvish camp, I should say. Well, the militant elves, let's put it that way. And they kind of convinced people, sort of, maybe. And then they got rescued by a bunch of goblins who took them downriver and convinced them to board the Arcanon. That's this magical train contraption type thing, and blow it up. So that's what they have done. They've boarded the train and now are in the process of trying to blow it up and save Valoria's long lost love, Varian, at the same time. So it's going to be an interesting run. It really is. I'm just getting a little bit nervous. I'm looking for Freddy. There wasn't a communications issue. Anyway, let's see if he comes back to us. What inspired the Clack Clack Door? Well, the Clack Clack Door. One of the things I have always loved. One of my favorite films of all time was the Starship Troopers, the original with Casper Van Dien and Michael Ironside and the like. And yeah, it's. I love the idea of the bugs, and I don't think it's been done enough. I think when you look at insects, they are incredibly tenacious creatures. So yeah, I drew a lot of inspiration from them. I wanted them to be a little bit different, so that's where the stone tendrils come in. They don't sort of like fire pods and stuff. I wanted it to be very methodical in their approach, very masterminded, if you like, to set up this potential never-present nemesis who is guiding. I have dropped a few seeds here and there where I have looked at I have spoken about there's one mind controlling them. It seems purposeful, it seems this. So there have been some seeds dropped out, but again, it's early days. 12 episodes is not nearly enough time to explore that. So yeah, that's where they came from. So there's another question. I'm not sure if Diddy Aussie Game, if you're allowed to ask all these kind of questions. Anyway, it's fine. All right, so do you have a Braxia Prime? If so, what's there? Well, the Braxia Prime, if one could call it Braxia Prime, that would be the original Braxia, where the Adventures of the Windswift are taking place. And it was fractured just as much as everybody else. They were the ones that were the active planet, if you like, that was trying to stop these invasions, and they were the first to be invaded. Perhaps, we're not entirely sure. We'll have to go and discover that. Yeah, buggers from Ender's Game. Absolutely, you could look at that. Another option to look at, not particularly hive mind, but there's also the Borg, which from Star Trek, the Borg have this sort of collective. And another another inspiration was the Tyranids from Warhammer 40k, with their tendril ships sort of dropping down onto planets and stuff. So lots of different areas, but principally it was Starship Troopers. Okay, 7 minutes to go before the show. Any more is Broken World Chronicles gonna be canon in Braxia now? That's a good question, and unfortunately it won't be, as far as the Windswift show is concerned. Windswift, we record 2 episodes a week, and we managed to get quite far ahead in terms of how far we are in the show. So the repercussions that have happened here have not been felt in that game, simply because that game had been running forever. So yes, moving forward, I quite like the fractured space. On the other hand, it can become a little bit intrusive. So if you have a normal bunch of players and they just want to run around and do, you know, fantasy adventure stuff, and there are these rifts, it can really break the game. So it's, if the game is focused on that, then I think that would work. It would be the same as with the car world, the world of car that I built for the Save or Dice game, where the world was shattered, and that was the MacGuffin. That was what made that world unique. The rest of the cultures and things were fairly stock standard, but it was the fact that there were these floating islands and there was aerial combat and stuff. So yeah, here we've got the shattered world. So yeah, it would be... I would say that you would have to make sure that if you do canonize it, that it is something that can also be ignored if the PCs don't want to explore it. That would be my thinking on that front. Okay, still no sign of Freddy. 6 minutes to go to the show. I'm not panicking much. Let me just see if he's on. I hope he hasn't forgotten or overslept. I can't think of any typhoons or hurricanes in his part of the world anyway. So let's see. Hopefully all is well. Yes, absolutely. Let me just drop him a message. Technology is great. It's like, where are you? Where are you? Okay. Okay. What I did enjoy about last week's game was that, yeah, I'm just busy texting him now. What I enjoyed about last week's game was how we got to see Warren being very different, or Freddy playing a very different character to Warren, which is always entertaining to see. You sort of have this preconceived notion, then you see a different style of play. So I thought that was quite fun. I wouldn't advocate doing a lot of those kind of pre-adventure sort of systems, but you know, pre-adventure adventure type of things. We did it obviously because I couldn't talk at the time. They can be fun. They can be a lot of fun as well. All right, there's a question. In a campaign where theoretically anything is possible due to different worlds, how do you keep to a theme? It's a good question, and I think, you know, the theme in this case is the entire thing is discovery. That's what this entire first season was about, was discovering and unpacking and understanding. So as long as each world they go to, they learn something new, they discover something new about the clack clack door, about the dimensional travel, then that's okay. That's sticking to the theme. The theme, like I said, was about discovery. So if we then moved into a second season, the theme could change. So campaigns, I think, you know, one doesn't have to be stuck to a particular theme throughout the entire campaign. And it's also difficult because this is a show, it's a show for you guys to watch. The idea of sort of 12 episodes, 12 episodes, 12 episodes. Each episode, each of those series could have a different theme, and that's definitely what would happen. The second theme would be thwarting, I believe. It would be trying to figure out how to now defeat these clack clack door, because when you're building a narrative, I beg your pardon, you want the narrative to move from the characters not knowing what's going on, the characters being on the run, the characters being unclear as to their future. You want it to shift to the characters now definitely having a plan. They might not know what's going on completely, but they have enough of information with them to be able to say, all right, this is what we've got to do. We've got to go here. We've got to do this. We've got to go. So the player characters start to then take control. And that is what would happen in season 2, is that the players would start taking control, because at the moment they're definitely not in control. Good luck with the chores and stuff. So there we go. I'm not sure what you mean there. Lightning invoker reaction to action. Yes, basically you're right. You're right. Sorry, yes, brain slow. It is. It is indeed. So the characters go from reacting to stuff to then actually taking action, to planning it. So yeah, absolutely right. Without a doubt. Yeah. All right, so we've got 2 minutes left. Still no sign of Freddy. This may be a very short show. Excuse me for just a second while I just cough up a lung quickly. I might have to reset again the layout, so bear with me. All right, I'm going to jump off this quickly, so you guys just bear with me whilst I do this, and we'll be back on the hour for the Broken World Chronicles. Okay, so we should have a message from Freddy. He is on his way. He was delayed for some reason or other, so we're going to give him a few minutes to join in, and then we will start. So yeah, let's see. Any other questions coming through? Not that I can see. Not that I can see. Okay. Right. Well, what do you do with a late player? You sort of fire up the pizza and then we start to play board games usually, depending on how late they are, of course. So, yeah. Okay, Freddy's camera's not working, he's saying. So... Hangman with the audience. Good lord, look at that. Okay, someone's had experience with people being late. Alright, his camera's not working, so I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do. As a matter of fact, I know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to start, and we will go from there. I see there's lots of discussions going on with... I'm glad to see that you've had the YouTube channel bookmarked for years. There we go. I love that. Thank you. What is the average airspeed of a coconut-laden swallow? Absolutely. Is it African or European? It depends on where you are. Let's give Freddy a few more minutes just to try and get his webcam sorted. and we will go from there. So yeah, both channels, fantastic to see that. Yeah, we were thinking of merging the two channels together at some point in the future, just to try and sort of bring it all together. I'm not sure what we're going to do there. We also want to try and look at the player videos that are on that channel, maybe migrate those across to GM channel as well, just to sort of solidify all of the resources that we have. If you are not aware and you are looking for groups, the Web Goblin has been phenomenally busy upgrading www.rpgtablefinder.com. Now that is our app that the Web Goblin wrote for literally finding other players and GMs out there running games in your area or online. It's free to use, so go and have a look at that if you haven't, if you are looking for groups to play with. I think it's a pretty good resource anyway. Certainly the Web Goblin's very proud of it, and we're very proud of him for having put it all together. So yeah, that's fantastic that you're a first timer going to D&D. That is lovely. That is lovely to hear that. An in-depth tutorial on OBS, the roaming kilt. Well, I don't know if I'm the most qualified for that. I have a pretty bad reputation for OBS operations, as a matter of fact, but maybe I can do something for you. Absolutely. Not a problem. Now, there was a question. Did the Web Goblin grow his wings? Yes, I will bring it up next week. We're at like $1,500, so we're basically there as far as I'm concerned. It really isn't too much of an issue. So yeah, absolutely. It's super exciting. I mean, we've now also got confirmation, by the way. If you haven't heard of this, we do have confirmation. My seminar that I will be running on Friday at Gen Con, I think it's from 10 a.m. until 11:30. That is now definitely happening. So we're going to be having that seminar. Myself will be there. The Web Goblin will be there. Janet from World Anvil will be there, and Dead Aussie Gamer will be there as well, hopefully helping us out. If not, we're just going to lock them out of the hotel rooms because we bought all the hotel rooms for them. So yeah, we're going to be at Gen Con having an absolute blast. That's the Friday is the seminar. That's a creative writing kind of thing. It's called Insert the Giant Banana. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, you'll know what that's all about. So that should be a lot of fun. And yeah, with that 1,500 that we've managed to raise at the moment, he will definitely be there without question. So it would be nice if you guys sort of came along and said, hey, we really like the app that you made. And if he asks you what app, just smile and say it was really cool and walk away, just walk away. You don't want to give the Web Goblin too much ego, otherwise, you know, suddenly he starts trying to take over the world and that sort of thing. What news on the Save or Dice table? I have not heard anything from Cody or Dave yet as to whether there is something like that has been... I know they applied to Gen Con. The way that Gen Con works is that you submit tables and proposals and things to them. They then look at it and they go, yes, well, yes, we'll give you that room at that specific hour and so on. Those sometimes take quite a lot of time to finish out. I know Dead as a Gamers, he's running a table, he's running a game. He got approval before we got approval for the seminar, even though we submitted the seminar like a month before he submitted his game. So their timing is all over. It also depends on how big a room you're looking for as well. So there's a few little sort of complications. But as soon as we hear anything, we will certainly let you know. And yeah, just watch all of the channels for an update. So there we go. Yeah. So Dead Elves Gamer, he's got 80 seats, making a career in GMing, which is fantastic. My seminar, we asked for 250 seats just because that's what we had in Finland, and we were standing room, not even standing room by the end of the bookings. People absolutely loved it. It's a lot of fun. It's all interactive and the like. Okay, so I'm going to give Freddie another 2 minutes. His camera really is broken rather badly. I don't want to exclude him from this scene, but at the same time, we're all here to play D&D. Let me just harass him a little bit more, because that always helps people when they're under pressure, right? Let's see. Can he get his mic at least working? He can, he says. Okay. Well, then, for now, I think the best thing is if we just go in with voice for now. Okay, so we're going to go with the voice for now. I need to reset these cameras again. My favorite hobby. Where's Freddy? Okay. Just restart OBS. All right, we're just they're trying to provide technical support here. Technology, you gotta love it, right? You've got to love it. I wanted to put a picture in there, but he's logged out. If he comes back with a picture, then that would be great. If he doesn't, we're going to move forward. No picture for Warren. We'll just have to pretend we remember what he looks like. Alright, so there's Floria looking mega massive. And there's Michael. Alright, we're going to start this thing. Freddy, you're just going to have to come in with... Oh boy, all these things are all over the place now. Sorry guys, I do apologize. Just bear with us here for a second. As I... What? There we go. All right, I think that solves that problem. So let's get into it without any further delay. Here we are. You all ready for it? Are you ready for it? And here we go. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Broken World Chronicles. I've got, theoretically, three people with me. I've got Flint, Michael, known as the Dead LZ Gamer.
G'day guys.
For joining us, I've got Kai, known as, she's playing the character Floria. And I have the Shade of Warren, as played by Freddy. Freddy, hopefully your voice is there. Are you there, Freddy?
I'm coming soon.
Coming soon. Oh my goodness. And there are graphics errors everywhere. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm going to try and fix these really quickly.
Maybe it's just me, but it sounded like Freddy was just super tiny. Quick, look behind the W, and maybe he's hidden there.
Maybe he's... Alright, well... Technical issues. There we go. Okay, so if you cast your minds back... And oh, good Lord, who's doing the scaling? You see, you just can't trust me to do technology. Anyway, it looks fine. Hopefully, everything is there. And I'm going to close chat now because we will engage with you when we take a break. We are going to bounce very quickly back. Oh, now I'm super small in comparison to everyone else.
I'm massive.
Yeah.
I'm just right. Everybody fear me.
All right, here it goes. So that's the train. That is the train, the Arcanon that you are currently on. And those are the visuals that we are seeing there. It's so weird. I just can't get the scaling right. Anyway. Next week. We'll get it right next week. So that's where we find ourselves. We have Floria and Varian down here at the bottom of the train near an exit. And then over here we have Warren and Flint and an unconscious dead drow next to them. Okay, so what are you guys, what are you doing? Floria, let me start with you. What are you doing?
So I have from last week, I have a harness on how we got onto the train. I have gone to the door, hooked myself to the top of the train, leaned back and beckoned Varian with the promise of an adventurous time. Hashtag 50 Shades of Volstoy popped up last week, and that was great.
There you go. Hashtag 50 Shades of Volstoy. Oh my word. All right, so you are hanging out of the side of the train with Varian.
Yep.
All right. Whilst the two of you are hanging out of the side of the train, give me a perception check, if you please.
I think we did that last week where we saw that they lied about the time, and we're going to hit that bridge in 5 minutes instead of 30.
You are going to get to that bridge in 5 minutes. There is something else that you need to be aware of whilst hanging out the side of the train.
Are our horses missing too?
Oh, natural
Oh
one.
my god.
That's great. Perception, not nature. Perception, not nature.
Oh, didn't.
Perception.
Right above it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. 14.
The distance that you're leaning out of the train, if you don't pull yourselves in, you're going to get taken out by one of those circular pylons that the train flies through. And that is every 100 yards. There's one of these. Or every 200 yards. There's one of these pylons.
That's great.
I'm kind of glad you noticed that. I mean, all of a sudden you just hear this. What was that?
And this is taste.
Volstoy.
Yeah, Varian definitely notices it with his natural 20, and he starts shouting, going, this is all good and well, but I'm just worried that Floria.
So I will be like, okay, I have a better idea. I don't have the map pulled up on Fantasy Grounds.
Okay, I can share it with you, and it's all yours.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. So it's taking a second to load. So I'm going to, as I walk, I would lean us back in, put my hand around his head, and whispered, I know you're worried, love. Don't worry. I've got you. I have a better place that we can go. And then I will point and I'll cast message down the hallway to Flint. That will hit the portal in 5 minutes. And then I'll break the spell. And I'm just like, we'll have to be back out and back by then to Varian.
Okay. Interesting. Flint, you get
It's behind his head that I'm casting this spell.
Flint, you get this. It's this message sent directly through.
It's Freddy!
Yeah, I was gonna say, did no one notice the Freddy Goblin jumping up? Jesus, I told you.
I was looking at the train.
All right. Okay, so as Flint receives this message and hears that he's got 5 minutes, still holding the unconscious.
Yeah, dead.
It's unconscious Warren, remember? I'm trying to make him feel better from having murdered another creature.
Not dead, he's sleeping. You told me so.
I did. He's sleeping. He drops him and says, all right, Warren, we gotta go. I grab Warren by the like sort of clasp on his pauldron. And, sort of at this point, pulling out my gun. This is kind of like, this is basically like we got 5 minutes and we got bombs with a 10-minute timer on it. Flint just comes up with the idea that there's no way a 10-minute timer is going to work. He asks Warren, give me the little clay thing that the goblins gave you.
I thought you already got yours.
I got mine, but I need yours now. Come on, quick.
Okay, here.
I sort of smush them together.
Okay.
And I'll say, all right, quick, this way. And I make my way forward to the front of the train. It's Flint's intention to take this ball of basically syntax, or what I imagine is something similar, and from a distance, huck it into the fire of the furnace and leap.
That's your plan. Warren, what
That's
are you
the
doing?
plan.
I'm just following him because I hope we're not gonna die.
Okay, as you open up that door in front of you, Flint, to cross into the engine, you are suddenly accosted by this passageway. And
Damn passageway, leave me alone!
a very unhappy looking guard who kind of looks up at you as you open the door. He literally starts to say, "You are not allowed in here."
Shh! He's sleeping.
He looks at the dead drow. Okay, that's going to take us into an initiative round, as he is terrified by what the hell is going on here. That's nothing happening there. Okay.
What did I do?
Varian is looking at you, Floria. I don't understand what's going on, full story.
I would be like, I want to have a little fun with you, and God knows how long it'll be since I see you again. I am feeling very adventurous. Follow me, and I will again like take him, like hook him, and then pull him this way.
All right. As you open up that door, there is that obnoxious little archer who is standing there. She looks at you. She looks at Varian. She bows.
I point to the door to the bunks, and
Yeah.
I'm like, out of my way.
Oh boy. She steps in to the passageway.
And we're gonna keep going this way. Do 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 boo
All
boo
right.
doo.
As you're getting to this point here, because that's as far as you can go. As you get to this point here, she's busy closing the door. Inside, you can see there are 8 drow soldiers in various states of undress. This is obviously a barracks of some kind. As she steps in, there's a bit of a whistling sound of 8 very excited, or 7 potentially very excited drow, as you make your way down.
I'll look in and glare, and I'm like, stop it.
Stop it, boys! You tease.
No, I don't want to deal with that shit.
They all quieten down.
Thank God. And then we'll keep going.
All right. Flint, you're up. This drow does not buy the fact that his companion, who has a Warhammer-sized intrusion into his brain, he does not believe that the companion is sleeping.
All right. I'm going to introduce him to the firm but smoking spiked fist as I eject my railway spike and just plunge it straight into this dude.
Make your attack.
Flynn, what are you doing?
We gotta go. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. It's a very narrow passageway. Also, what strikes you as you strike it is the walls of this engine are all made out of steel. This is the closest to home you've felt in a very long time. This is definitely a giant steamworks machine type of thing. This could possibly be like your granddaddy or something. If it had sentience, definitely. Nonetheless. So you strike out at him.
Daddy, I'm back. Your little boy has come back. No.
I missed you, son.
All right. So, is there like a pipe that is like would be like transferring like heat and obviously hot water and stuff like that nearby?
From what you can see down the passageway, not really. There is a glow coming from the end of the corridor. There's obviously a bigger room beyond. You can't really see what's going on there. But there's a door that is slightly ajar, and from in that you can see this red energy emanating from that. Otherwise, this area looks pretty solidly secure.
Okay. I'm gonna use my action surge and try to bash him again.
Sure.
This time I'm kind of like once I sort of damn it, let me get this thing working. Now I actually get the spike out, and I still miss with the exact same thing. This is by the way, guys. Broken World Chronicles has just been terrible for Flint. If I miss, I'm gonna miss. That's just no matter what I do.
Complete miss, absolutely. That takes us to the top of the round. The archer with the 4 individuals, or the 8 individuals, I should say. She seems suspicious, but she's not doing anything. The drow, standing directly in front of you, Flint, is just going to attack you twice. He slices at you and misses. He slices again and misses both times. His blade sort of bouncing off of your metal carapace to no effect. He is busy shouting at the same time, "I need backup!" Floria? Floria? Oh, you're running down the passage, right? Run away! Okay, so you guys are getting all the way down there. There's no more map, so you guys will be running into unknown territory, as it were.
Just nothing but the abyss.
Yeah, it's oblivion. No, so you're running. Where is your purpose, Floria? You're muted?
Is she?
Yeah.
I think she's muted. Nope.
I can't hear her.
We can't hear you.
Nope. Can't hear you at all.
I just
There you
now.
go. Now I can hear
Okay, I was like, I wasn't muted, and then no one could hear me. Then I muted myself, and still
No.
no one could hear me.
Today is Technical Issues Day.
Every day's day.
It's
Every
April
day.
Fools, and technology is like, surprise, humans.
you. Yes.
Even worse.
So my goal is to get to the back of the train so that the archways, we don't have to worry about hitting those. My second thought is that with the runes behind the train, because I'm wearing metal and because it gives lift, it might cushion the blow if we jump off the back.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I'm just like, come on, come, my love. We only have a few minutes.
Okay. Varian is following behind. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Oh, you're in for a surprise, my love.
That's the second time you've called me that. Give me a deception check, please. Oh, his insight is terrible.
Is it? Thank God. Boo-doo-boo-boo. 11.
He seems unsure, but he's not going to hold back just yet. There's other parts of his anatomy that are thinking for him at the moment. Flynn?
Yeah, I'm just stab him again. I'm just stab. I mean, actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna take a step
isn't
back.
Warren in this little...
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, I got
No,
scared.
no, Warren doesn't get a turn. No, it's.
Are you in Fantasy Grounds?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. All right, I've added you.
Get him, Warren.
I assume that you were holding the drow dead body last round, Freddy.
I am, because I'm like, why isn't he? He's not waking up.
Just brains
I sort of take a step back and look at Warren and sort of turn him around to face me and say, Warren, there's another one there. Go get him. And I sort of push Warren in front of me, and I'll delay till after Warren.
What the? What?
You'll delay until after Warren.
Yeah.
You see, that's true friendship. That is true friendship.
Get him, buddy. Kill another person you don't want to kill.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do that, boys.
Stepping around the corner is this heavily armored individual. He looks like someone decided to make a suit entirely out of cast iron. No thought to the aesthetic whatsoever. This big square helmet with this little slit for his eyes to see through. No neck, heavy metal shoulder pads. Most of it looks like it's covering the front section, however, and he sort of clanks out sideways and looks down at the drow, looks at the complication that's happening down there, and then lifts up this. It's a double-handed mega wrench of note, and he just starts swinging it from side to side as he's anticipating the two of you making your way down. He's not going to do anything just yet. Warren.
Well, I kind of feel bad, but we gotta get going. Oh my God, this whole place is gonna blow up.
I cast Hex on the guy right in front of me with, let's go with the strength checks. Disadvantage on strength checks.
Cadex, so this drow has got disadvantage on strength checks.
There we go. Then I'm gonna go in with, everybody's coming out, so booming hammer. I'm gonna smack him with booming blade.
There we go. Thank you for that donation as well. All right, so you make your
Okay.
attack.
Let me. Let's see, because yeah, there's no way to do flanking here. Oh, dang you, Warren, you're in the way. Because it's my map size, so I gotta figure this out real fast. Map, move there. Thank you. Okay, come here. Yee! Oh.
What's with these threes?
You see, people say the GMs kill parties. They don't. They don't.
Nice kill parties.
Yeah. All right, Flint, you were holding your action.
Okay.
Oh, actually, so is he taking up that just entire, like, there's no way to get around this guy?
Not without provoking an attack of opportunity. I mean, you can
Well,
move,
I mean,
you can move around
yeah.
the square, sure. If you leave, you're going to invoke.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, like, get on the opposite side of him.
Sure thing. Not a problem.
Sorry. As you attempt to, Flint will say, "Don't wait, don't do that, don't do that."
Nope, doing it. I'm helping you.
Yeah. What are you doing, Flint?
All right. So here's what Flint's gonna do. Flint would like to take a one of his bullets and sort of place it inside the syntax orb that he's got.
Okay.
I want to throw it and use one of my superiority dice to do so. And I want to give Warren a move action
Okay.
to get back over here, and basically huck it onto like kind of the where the bridge is, where the coupling is between them. I want to kind of aim like above there, like pretty much above the little threshold where the drow currently is standing.
So on the actual bridge, linking the engine from the VIP quarters.
Yeah.
So basically, where you're standing.
Well, just above where I'm standing.
Okay.
I have to make an attack action to give the move action, so I'm throwing it.
Aha, I see. All right. Well, please.
It's like, why don't you just put it up there? It's like, because,
Yes,
guy.
I have to
Okay.
attack. Okay, well, give me an acrobatics check then.
It has to be complicated.
Exactly. All right.
Athletics, sorry.
Acrobat-
Athletics.
Athletics.
Let us be miserable.
Okay, hold on.
Don't roll.
All right. If I get a 3, I swear that's it.
Well, 13,
Oh,
16.
13.
All right,
All
you
right.
throw this stuff against the roof of the train. It sticks rather horridly to the surface.
All right. I tell Warren to get back over here.
You have a free movement.
And I'm going to move, basically move so that I can still peer around the
You
corner.
will provoke from the drow.
I'll take it.
Oh, that's because like if I'm moving at the same time, does he get a choice between us two?
If you're going to move away from his threatened square, yes, but he can only attack once, so it's fine.
Yeah, so I'm because he's telling me, I'm like,
Well, okay.
Yeah, he's going to attack the mechanical man. He's perceived to be a greater threat because the drow couldn't hit him last time.
Hurts my feelings.
All right, so he swipes at Flint and misses. Clang! As the whole thing bounces off.
I'm gonna need to buff that out.
She is going to make
You mean work out?
check. Nope, she
Yes,
failed. Okie dokes, that's what's going on there. The drow looks at the thing that you slapped against the surface of the train. He doesn't care. He doesn't know what that is. He just charges forward, and he's going to lay into you, Freddy, because he couldn't do anything against the Tin Man. So, come on, highlight. There we go.
Look at my weird eyes.
Why are you invisible? Oh my goodness. All right, let's try
Am
this again.
I too far?
I don't
Is
know
that better? Am I in the square?
I don't know why I can't... Oh, I know. Wait a minute. I
Dylan's
know.
protecting me.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. I'm just going to add you. Sorry, I don't know why you weren't added to the board.
April Fools, Freddy, you're not playing today.
You're actually not playing. There we go. Now you highlighted.
This is all a bad dream.
Okay. So
Everyone kept rolling threes.
Yeah.
All right. First attack against you misses. He curses and drow. His second attack against you misses. He really questions his life choices at this moment in time. Valoria, you guys get to the end of the train without too much of a hassle.
So I throw open the doors and I hook myself to the top again and lean back.
You're quite determined to do this here. You know we're going to be passing one of the encampments soon. What would the guards think if they were to see us so intimately hanging?
I told you. We only have a certain amount of time, but I have it timed out, so you need to trust me. Now come here.
All right. He leans out onto you. The leather of the harness creaks as it takes the weight.
So what I want to do is I want to reach up to the top, pull myself up. So this is going to sound really bad, but bear with me. Wrap my legs around so he can hold on underneath. So his arms, when I push him off, can't grab the sides.
Give me an acrobatics check.
To see if I can pull myself up.
Because contortionist just doesn't... I mean, I would love a contortionist skill here.
It's not really contortionist.
Is there a profession Kama Sutra?
I'm going to use a lucky on this.
All right.
Cause
That's right.
Yeah, I have lucky feet. That's slightly better. 12.
Well, you know, you have lucky knees instead of lucky feet. Ha ha.
Well, lucky.
You swing him around and out. He's now over the tracks. He is quite nervous.
No, I'm not swinging him around. I'm just pulling myself up.
Yes.
And wrapping my legs around him, so he's still standing there with the weight of me on him.
Got you.
But I'm fully on top of him.
Sure how we're supposed to do this, Valoriat.
I start kissing his neck.
He stops talking. Right. He's not talking. He is currently engaged in other activities. Flint.
Okay.
Oh, constitution check.
I'm going to basically reach into my my satchel.
Yeah.
And searching around in my mess kit. I assume I've got like some oil or you know, like something flammable.
In your what kit?
Mess kit. Like
Mess kit.
yeah, mess kit. It's a mess kit. It's a kit for messes. No, it's for
it's
camping.
a dining kit.
It's
Yeah.
it's
I'll give you one small vial of flammable liquid.
fantastic. I take out said vial of flammable liquid, and I will basically flip it open and just throw it at the drow.
This is olive oil.
Look, I'll take what I got.
Make your attack. Range attack.
Okay.
You ever seen coconut oils? Now you have.
Actually, I did have a close encounter with some cooking. God!
Well, yeah, you throw it.
Is it too late for me to use it? Is it too late for me to use one of my superiority dice to boost that a little?
I don't think that's how superiority dice work. You can't use them retroactively. I don't think.
Damn. Okay.
I think so.
No, fair enough.
You
I'll take
throw it. It smashes against the wall just above Warren's head and dribbles slightly down towards the wooden decking of
Dang it.
the train section.
What is it? It feels gross.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll okay. And in preparation, I'll then use my I'll sort of look around for like anything flammable on me. But that's what I'll do. That's
All right.
Oh, thanks.
Damn it.
This heavy warrior comes clanking forward. Clank, 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 clank.
Oh, no.
He has that. Okay, so let's just do that quickly. He stops at the clay jars and stuff that you've stuck to the top. And he basically just swings the wrench up and tries to hit it as hard as he can.
This is fine.
Is it a flaming wrench?
No, it's not a flaming wrench, and he rolled a 1, which means he completely missed the jar anyway. There was this terrific thang as the wrench sort of hit next to the jar. It's difficult for him. He doesn't have a lot of articulation going on. So once he realizes that that's no good, he shouts at the drow, "Remove whatever is on this archway. I'll take care of these ones." And then he clanks forward a little bit more. Warren?
I'm like, oh, no, you don't! And I cast Tales of Delu, which translates into Arms of Hadar.
On whom?
It's both of them.
Oh, nice.
You invoke the power of Hadar. Tendrils of light energy erupt from you and batter. Sorry, Flint. All creatures within 10 feet of you. Each creature in that area must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, a target takes 2d6 radiant damage and can't take reactions until its next turn. On a successful save, the creature takes half damage but suffers no other effect.
Nice. All right, so for the heavily armored individual listed as K, his save is a fail.
Yes.
Well, that wasn't too surprising. The Drow Warrior, his save is a 12.
Nope. Got 13.
Flint, your save?
Huh.
So,
Flint, I did it! Flint!
he's like, I see that. This is
I
being
saw-
tentacled with light.
I sort of cough up some smoke and I'm like, good job, Warren.
Sorry.
Do your damage. You said 2d6.
It is. That's right. I almost forgot about that. Okay, here we go. Friendship, go.
8 points to everybody.
Because I don't think it's anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Okay, thanks.
Doesn't
see.
it push us back?
Oh, yeah. So it pushes the other two like 10 feet back from that area, and I'll move with Flint.
Okay. Nice.
'Cause-
Right, you are top of the round. She's stepping back out of that corridor. She's not suspicious. She goes back to her duties. This drow who's just been pushed back. How long do the tentacles last for? Is it just a single round action?
Just single round. It's like a quick like boom burst of energy and then it's gone. As you saw, like it looked like tails of like a dragon, just like golden dragons, just whapping everybody.
Nice. He runs over to the
whack.
clay jar because he was told to get that, and he tries to pull it off of the. Oops, first one counts, 13. Yeah, you see, Flint, that the drow has pulled it off of the lintel of the door and is holding it and inspecting it. Floria.
All right. I'm assuming it's been a while, so I'm guessing everyone's going to be jumping trains soon. Oh God. So while I'm up in this position and doing my Wolstoy thingy thing, with this free hand, I'm going to unclasp the top, but hold it taut in this hand, so it still looks like I'm clasped the top. And I'm going to tell him lean back, and I'm going to actually let him lean forward, like out the door.
Give me a sleight of hand check so that he doesn't notice you unclipping yourself from this.
Thank God I never used my lucky. Okay.
Yeah, please don't roll a 3.
17.
That's pretty good. Yep, his focus is elsewhere. So he leans
I'm real good
out.
for someone who's never done it before.
Right. Okay, Varian is completely enamored with you. He's taken by this living dangerously nonsense. Flint, what are you doing?
All right. If I can see the drow,
Mhm.
do I have a shot at the drow?
Well, he had to stand there, so yeah, you'd have to go forward a little bit, and then you could definitely get a shot at him.
Okay. The second question is, and I know I'm going to stress you out of this. Can I ricochet a bullet into that corner so it goes around and hits the clay thing?
Oh.
That would be an incredibly tricky shot.
Okay. I won't even try it.
As in, you'd have to roll somewhere in the region of 20 plus.
You can do it.
You've been rolling threes.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm
You're
gonna do it.
due for it.
So
Okay, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna use my superiority dice in advanced.
Sure.
So I take careful aim with my musket.
Okay.
And I get a D8 on top of whatever I roll. So here we go.
Can't help you. I don't have bardic
Oh,
inspiration.
Delu,
for you.
please guide this shot.
Oh.
No, I still get a D8. I still get a D8.
Oh.
Oh! Damn.
There's a boom, and you have blown a hole into what looks to be the bathroom of Varian's chambers. There's this massive hole.
I look at Warren and I said, well, as a wise man once said, there's a time for fighting and a time for getting. And Warren, it's getting time.
Like, is that supposed to? Are we supposed to blow that up?
It ain't gonna blow. But you know what? Warren's off the. Sorry, Warren. Virian's off the boat, and this place is still heading for that chasm. It's gonna blow in one way or another. Let's get out of here. We ain't got the time for this.
I got a plan.
All right, I'll support you as best I can, but we ain't got time. That large drop is coming super fast and in a hurry.
Yep.
All right, I won't run. I'll just.
This heavily armored individual comes clanking out, sees you, Flint, and swipes at you.
Listen, we're brothers. We don't have to fight.
His first hit buries the wrench into the wooden paneling next to you. He pulls it out and tries to hit you again.
Oh, God.
Misses again as you just duck, dodge, dive, and get out of his attack.
Nice reference.
I love that no one is rolling well.
Question. So now how scary of a shot is it to get at that thing?
Well, there's now that heavily armored bloke completely blocking the doorway. So, yeah, you can't even see the drow from where you are. You would have to move to right next to Flint, basically.
Well, because he was trying to shoot the jar thing in the ceiling?
Correct. Well, in the drow's hands.
No, it's in the drow's hand, yeah.
Oh, it's in the drow's hand. Okay. Oh, no wonder that was such a tricky shot.
I believe in you, Warren.
Run! Run, Forrest, run!
Oh, my goodness.
No, screw it.
No, don't screw it. I'm still here.
I think we can do this. This is all my spells for today. I'm gonna guiding bolt that thing in his hands.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Make your attack.
Please explode.
Oh, come on, this thing's in the way. All right, move. Now I'm right next to somebody, so it's a ranged spell attack, so that's a disadvantage, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
13. You were trying to hit the jar, not the drow, right?
Yeah, the jar. Yeah.
Okay. What is the damage as your guiding bolt slams into the jar in his hands?
See, this is why we'll have to really run like with the speed of Delu. It's 4d6 radiant damage.
That's pretty impressive. I
This
wish that drow
radiant
wasn't
generate
standing 7 feet away from you. Sure, make your roll your damage.
Whee! Let's do it!
18 points of damage. So this,
There's advantage on the jar.
yeah.
If there was a jar.
I need
Does
you,
the jar have an
Freddy
AC?
and Flint, I need you to both give me dexterity saving throws, if you please.
Got it!
Do I have any advantage?
Oh, I
'cause
don't
I'm
got
behind
it.
the big cauldron, dude. Freaking threes! wasn't me, though.
You have no
It's nice
advantage,
knowing you.
unfortunately, because
No advantage. Okay.
he ignited an explosive in a highly compressed space. Yeah. All right. So you're going to take half damage, Flint. Warren, you're going to take max damage. The clay jars explode in a incredibly violent and brilliant light. The goblins have not been known for getting their measurements right, if you recall. So there is this tremendous explosion that ripples through. How many hit points have you got?
Oh, please
Last
don't
thing you
die.
ever hear Warren say is, "I got it."
Yeah. All right, 23
30
points.
23.
Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
So
Oh,
it's
thank
22.
God.
You said.
23, yeah, and so that would be, what, 11 for you, Flint.
Oh, 11.
Owie.
Yeah,
So I took 23.
yeah.
How many health points do you
did
have
that
left?
right? It's in the wound area.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh God.
Okay, cool.
That's correct. So, yeah, he's dead.
I have a bonus action because I'm scared. I'm gonna use my warlock ability and heal myself with 2d6.
Nice.
2d6 of it's a celestial warlock thing, so I get to have 10 of those back. Oh, cool.
Nice. The massive knight doesn't seem to have been affected too much by that explosion.
There we go.
He seems to still be handling. Both you, Flint, and Warren, you can hear it sounds like a vast quantity of steam is being let off. And there's this high-pitched whistling sound that is getting louder and louder and louder.
Definitely getting time now.
Hey, Knight, you should probably check that. Don't you want the train to survive?
She finally reacts. The archer goes, I'm not sure, but I don't remember explosions happening on the train. So she's going to come running down this corridor as fast as she can. She's going to get up there as she slows down, being cautious. Valoria?
I hear it probably. I'm assuming. Great. So he's dangling now with me, and I'm holding on. It's the only thing keeping us in. I'm going to
Valoria, what was that sound?
I'm going to wrap my hand around his head and push out. He's already halfway out. I'm pushing, and we're going.
Okay, give me a strength check. You have advantage.
Nice. God.
You're gonna use them like
Oh, hang on. It's just a normal roll. Hang on. Strength check.
it's like using like an airbag. Just yeah.
Here we go. That's not good. But why did it roll both of them together?
Did you click on the
3.
advantage button?
No, I don't think I did. Hang on. Advantage.
Click on the advantage
Nope,
button.
that's
and
even
then-
12. Now I'm clicking the wrong buttons. Hang on.
Yes, it's
Oh
the
my God, what is
ADV,
happening?
Bottom left, ADV.
I have like 3 dice going now. Okay, here we go.
There we
Still
go.
not that good.
And
I
8.
might lucky this.
Okay, you've got
Yeah,
3
I'm gonna
there,
lucky
right?
it.
Of lucky.
Yeah, I have 3 day.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, it's good, right? Oh my God.
You don't. That's not how lucky works, but it doesn't matter because you would have just taken that 8. So you push out. Varian holds. He doesn't have his arms, but apparently he's got amazing thighs, and he just kind of. What are you doing, Valorian?
Can I cast suggestion?
You'd have to give me a concentration check first.
Okay.
D10 plus your
Concentration.
constitution.
Valoria, what are you doing?
A
Being
D10 plus my
sexy.
con? Or
Yeah,
am I rolling it?
it's a D10, a D20 plus your constitution modifier.
Oh, okay. So that
That's
is
a-
13.
That's fine. You can cast a spell.
Oh, thank God. So I'm going to cast suggestion.
Yeah, he gets a wisdom saving throw.
Yes. Please fail.
He fails.
Oh, thank God. I'm going to say, fall with me.
He gets another saving throw because that's. Was that not suggestion? Because when you ask someone to commit bodily harm, I think they get.
I'm
another
going to
saving.
protect him. So I can't ask the creature to stab itself, throw itself into a spear, or
Yes.
something else.
Yeah. I'm going to give him disadvantage on it.
Okay.
He still fails.
Oh,
All
thank
right.
God!
The two of you hurtle out of the back of this train, which is traveling at an ungodly amount of speed. You will take.
Well, I'm gonna try to take the brunt of it because I have armor and I have my legs and my arms around him, so I'm hoping to take the brunt of this damage. Plus, also we're out at the back of the train, so I'm hoping we levitate.
Yeah. All right. So that is 34 damage, but
Oh, I'm
as
unconscious.
as you rightly predicted, there is still the repulsor field, so that's only half damage. So you take 17 points of damage.
I think I take a nap.
I think.
I don't. How do I lower health? Didn't we have a rest before this?
We just
I
had
have
long
50
rest for this. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, wouldn't I have been at full health? Because right now I'm sitting at 15 in the sheet, though.
That may be a throwback from last week's game. So
Okay.
I'm gonna,
Oh, right, from when we fought.
yeah.
Yep.
I will allocate
Okay.
you your 17 damage as the two
Okay.
of you bucket off the back. This individual.
Okay, it hurts a lot,
It does. You sort of land, thump, and roll for.
but I'm hoping he'll make it
while.
all right.
Why do flashbacks hurt so much?
Yeah.
Oh,
Painful
and
memories.
for a second I hear Sayonel.
Yes.
You missed the mark again, Floria.
This
You fool.
bizarre-looking creature comes thumping down the corridor. It looks like their mouth is multi-segmented, and they have these long tentacles sticking out the back of their heads. They are looking incredibly worried as steam is now starting to fill up this area here, beginning to obscure everything. Varian is tumbling and rolling. Flint, you're up. Yes.
I was gonna say, can we just can we get a close up for our audience on this creature, because we can see it in the map, right? But this thing is absolutely terrifying, and I'd just like to take a moment to appreciate.
Oh my god.
Right? Holy hell! This thing is like it's like the Predator had, intercourse with a tremor creature.
He's gonna need a lot
Holy
more
hell.
than flesh to help
Right?
with that.
At this point, I'm glad that Flint, sort of is a fair enough distance away. Flint is going to charge down that corridor, towards the door at the end of that little segmented area.
So you're going to head towards this
South.
creature.
No, south.
You're coming
That-
south this way?
Yeah, that little door. Yeah, see the
Oh,
little.
sure. You get to the door.
Yeah.
The archer shouts, "Stop!"
I'm gonna charge that door and completely ignore this dude. And I'm gonna charge it with an attack action, so I can use my superiority dice to give Warren a move action and say, "Let's get going."
All right.
This is gonna blow.
You were standing right next to the knight, though. So
I'll take the attack of opportunity.
yeah, he is going to swing at you. And here is his to hit, and he fails as he swipes. Alright.
Yep. So head down straight into
Athletics.
the
Make your
athletics.
Yeah.
Athletics.
As you
Now
attack
I
you.
forgot. Is the superior dice? Is it half my movement or is it full movement?
I think it's full movement.
Double check.
Yeah.
That's a really powerful ability.
Okay,
You-
give me a second. Let me have a look.
You throw yourself out of this train.
Oh, half speed. Half speed.
I was wondering. Okay, yeah. So
10, 15.
You take 22 points of damage, Flint.
Dang it! Son of a...
As you are literally hurled out into cacti and rather unpleasant foliage.
I'm still up.
You are indeed. All right, so Warren, you got half movement.
yeah. Well, what?
No. You can do that movement on your turn, Flint. Is that correct? So it's out.
No, it's an immediate. It's
Yeah,
immediate.
it's right away.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm gonna as an action, I'm gonna use lay on hands with five hit points
Sure.
because I'm a scared little boy.
Well, hang on. This is your movement first. This is just the
What?
movement that was granted by Flint's power.
No, that's why. Like I was back here.
Yeah.
So I used 5, 10, 15.
Oh, okay.
to
Okay.
get out.
Sorry. All right. There we go.
Yeah, and then now I'll use my full movement because I use action to lay on hands, and then I'm like,
Well,
wait
in
for
your
me,
turn,
Flint.
Right?
What?
It's not your turn yet. In
Oh, I
your
thought it was my
you'll-
turn.
No, it's just because of that ability that Flint gave you. So you could move.
Oh,
your
sorry.
15 feet.
Well,
That's all right.
then I'll do that when it's my turn.
The knight is standing there in his heavy armor. You're the only one who's left, so he's just going to try and smack you, Freddy. Or Warren, anyway. Good lord. Good
Oh my
lord.
God.
Oh my
It's everybody.
No one
What?
can roll today.
He just swings. He's bashing this corridor. There's chunks of wood everywhere. Warren, you're up.
Okay, so except for lay on hands and then sorry, bye.
You,
Go out the door.
you leap out.
Yay. Yes.
All right. Take 24 points damage.
9, 10, 11,
Are you
12.
alive?
Well, I'm gone.
Are we having a dirt nap?
Wait, what?
Well, because even though I healed myself up a little bit, I was worried about this. So,
Is there any way I could like soften his blow? Like,
No,
if I
'cause-
landed?
Catch him?
well, actually, hang on.
He's-
Or even
Yeah,
if
that's
he even
gonna
if he lands on me.
A couple feet
Nope,
away.
that's gonna be exactly 32.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you're just on 0. You're not bleeding out. You're okay. You're still relatively alive.
Yeah.
Back to top of the round. The archer runs up to the doorway and just fires down at the first thing she can see, which is you, Flint. So,
God dang it.
So Hex is gone now. Ouch, owies.
first attack against you misses. She knocks another arrow. Miss. Oh my goodness!
Oh my god! What is this game?
Wow. Well, that
Game of
is-
failures.
Yeah, gotta play the fails.
It is what it is. Okay.
Have
so
we
that's
succeeded
what-
anything today?
I succeeded in my suggestion.
Yeah.
After-
That was
Yes.
about it.
So at least,
By
at least
fluke.
we're on the board. That's
And
the
I blew up the jar. I think we're doing great.
Yeah, yes.
Valoria,
We're totally passing this mission, right?
you have a very unhappy Valerian lying next to you. What are you doing?
I'll crawl over to him because I'm not feeling the best. Like, are you right? Because we need to run.
Why did you take us from the train?
I'd look at him and I'm like, look, there's a plan that I know of. I can't stop it. And I can't save everyone, but I can save you, and we need to run.
What's going to happen, Valoriat? My men are on that train.
I'm just like, run. And I'm just going to start looking for the horses and trying to find my friends.
All right, you're going to scan around. This poor individual knows, is all alone on the train for a very brief moment and is desperately trying to figure out how to stop that problem. So they are going to make that check. Yeah, that's no good. That's no good either. They fail miserably. There is a small explosion which erupts out of the side of the train, and just massive amounts of steam just start blasting out of it. From where you are standing, Varian gets his saving throw versus your suggestion spell. Is that correct?
Well, he already did it, so.
Yeah, but doesn't he get a save at the end of every turn?
But he already did it, so then the spell. So I give a command and he does it, and once he does, the spell ends. So he already
Oh.
fell with me. He's already off the train.
Right. Okay.
He did what I told him to.
He did indeed.
That
Hi,
said, I'm filing
Varian.
for a divorce.
Yeah.
It's okay. He's not mine.
He's going to try and insight you because something is very odd here. The Floriat I know wouldn't have a...
Oh, is it just me or did I freeze?
No, you didn't freeze. You're good.
Oh, so Guy froze?
Oh, guys. Oh, no, he's okay. He's just got that face.
I can't really hear him.
Yeah, I can't hear him.
I'm not talking. So,
Oh, okay.
Varian...
I got so concerned because I couldn't hear anything. He's like,
April Fools.
Varian
Oh,
stands and looks at you. Who are you? Really?
I have time to answer. Are we still in initiative?
I was gonna. Oh man, sorry. I watched Into the Spider-Verse and I was waiting for you to go. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
I'm Tom Holland.
I can't keep secrets.
Harper won't tell me the story until I get there on set.
All right. So, so is the has the train moved on? Is the archer?
Arcanon has blasted past. Yes.
Okay, cool. So I don't
Okay.
need to worry about the archer. I'll walk over to Warren and sort of give him a loving sort of kick to the side with my rallying action, and I'll say, "Come on, walk it off."
That is 2 death saving throws that he failed.
Saving throw. Okay, well, you are going to get a temporary amount of hit points equal to 1d8 plus 1, which is 3. Unless that didn't roll properly. But
Can I if I'm unconscious?
It didn't roll.
It didn't roll. Let me try again. Oh, never mind. That's 2. You heal 2.
You get 2 hit points back. You are no longer
Cool.
unconscious.
Behold my boot of love.
Ow! Did we do it?
Yeah, you did great. And I sort of pick him up and sort of sling him on my shoulder. Now let's go find Floria. Get the hell out of this place.
Okay, another 5 hit points for me.
Which
You know,
direction are you
some of-
heading?
I'll head towards the. Well, I mean, I'll take a cursory look around first to see if she's actually fallen off before or not. Otherwise, I'll be heading towards the train.
Sure. It's easy enough. You can see her standing about a good
Oh yeah, it's gone.
300 yards away. Further down, I'm actually going to clear the map out now because we are out of combat. So,
Woo!
yeah, she is about 300 yards down the line.
Cool.
And
I'll start limping towards that location. You can kind of see that at this point, Flint's body is like filled with bangs and dings and dried dirt and grit, kind of caught up in all of his plates. His head kind of has this new like sort of a 48-degree angle, like at a certain spot.
That's
Is that-
really good armor. You're not bleeding at all.
You know, one of these days we're gonna have to sit down for a chat.
We do it all the time.
Yeah, I know, son. I know, but we'll make time.
Floria,
Okay.
Varian is looking at you.
I look around? Do I see the horses that were supposed to be here?
You sort of scan around. Give me a perception check, if you please.
Boop. Perception is this one. Yeah. 12.
You don't see any sign of horses.
I hate these people. They're useless. 30 minutes. This will definitely take it out. Herbie horses. Ugh, lying people.
What's going on, Floria?
I'd be like, look, you're in danger, your life's in danger, and I need to get you out of here before we all die. So let's just move and I'll explain as we go, all right?
I suppose I don't have much of a choice.
Great. There's supposed to be horses around here. Let's try to find them and get the hell out of here.
That would be funny if he sees them. Perception +4.
That'd be great if he does.
Oh, he doesn't see them either.
Did he roll a 3?
No.
Oh.
He didn't roll above 10, which is kind of sad. So, yes, you two see Flint with Warren over Flint's shoulder slowly making their way towards you.
Yay!
Who
I'm
are
going to run
those?
over to Warren and cast at a 2nd level Cure Wounds.
Oh wow.
So I think it's a D8 plus my charisma modifiers. 2D8 now plus my charisma. So that's 8 plus 3. So that's 11.
Woo!
Feel better?
I feel great.
Great.
Flint's
We
gonna-
need to move, and I don't see the horses, so we should probably run.
Who are these people?
Varian, you're asking a lot of questions that we don't have time for because we're all gonna die. We needed to go that way, and I like point off away from the thing,
Flint,
and I'm going to just like start like trying to huff it.
Flint and Warren, you two can both make perception checks.
Oh, okay.
Can I do a second wind while I'm looking around? Just
Sure.
saying. I mean, I'm
I'm like, who's the new guy?
Okay. And Flint, what was your perception check?
I don't know why my things are having a hell of a time.
With the
Okay,
hat
hold on.
sideways.
Hang on. Oh, I know why. It's because my map is blocking everything. Okay, one moment. There we go. There, and Quitcha!
Whoa! Finally, we passed
Finally, we've
something!
broken the threshold. So, Warren and Flint, the two of you are kind of looking around. There is a cluster of cacti about maybe 20 yards from the railway line. You realize that they're different from the rest of the cacti insofar as they are painted a brilliant lime green and are completely flat and every now and again seem to wobble.
Hey, Flint. What
Yeah,
is
Warren.
that?
That there would be a gnomish plan. All right. We're heading that
Okay.
way. I'm gonna take my head and I'm gonna like bend it back into shape, and I'm gonna use my second wind.
Oh God, are you okay?
Oh yeah, because you still think he's just a man in
Yeah.
a suit, aren't you?
Oh, gee, Flint.
So that is
I had to do it
11.
one time.
Nice.
Yay.
Oh my god, I love Ward so much.
All right. You head over to the cardboard cacti, and behind it there are three very miserable-looking horses busy chewing on what remains of the back of the cardboard post that had been used to hold the front up.
All right. Floria,
Yeah?
I believe introductions might be in order, but before we do that, before we get on these horses and leave, maybe we need to think of leaving in a different kind of way. And he sort of looks at, I want to say Warren's hips, because I feel like Warren was the one who was using them last, the rough stones pouch.
What are you
I would
looking at?
nod to him and like, let's get away from the tracks and I will take care of it.
All right. I grab
Oh,
on. I get on a horse.
I'm gonna mount up and then offer my hand down to fake Therian.
Fake
You are what
Varian
we can't call
crosses
him.
his arms and he says,
Vakarian.
"That tin man just called you Faloria." But that's
Yes,
not
he
your
did.
name.
And I told you I will explain when we're not going to die. If I wanted you dead, I would have left you on the train. I'm trying to save you.
He pulls himself up behind you onto the horse. Warren, you climb up onto your horse.
Before I do, I put up my hand. Go. I'm Warren.
At Varian?
Yeah.
Therian. Yeah.
Birion. Hey, I'm Warren.
Virion. Virion. Virion.
Vir- Vespian. I'm Warren.
Oh God. Let's just go.
Oh no,
And
no,
I'll
I'm
take my
enjoying
horse to
this.
go.
Just real quick, Flint will take a look up and down Virian's person, and obviously, I think last mention he was shirtless.
Yes.
He's
shirtless
completely naked
in-
except for his pants.
in tight
Except for
leather
his
pants. Yeah.
I want to examine his tight leather pants. Hold it. Just let me finish.
I would
I
hope
want-
you finish that sentence after saying hold it.
I want to say, I want to be looking for like any knives or daggers that he may be concealing on his person currently.
Give me a perception check. An investigate check. Investigate.
Investigate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He,
So we're back to rolling sevens.
you can understand why Faloria was so desperate to get back with this man, but he does not appear to be hiding any weaponry.
Yes, his organic flesh is arranged in a particularly pleasing fashion, I imagine, to other organics.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, Flint! I spur my horse and get going.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear this shit.
I look at Warren. I said, I was given a
My
compliment.
tips of my ears have turned like bright pink.
Is it-
Okay. God, this is confusing. Well,
Go!
horse? My name's Warren.
He's introducing himself to his horse.
Yes.
The horse just kind of looks at you.
Yeah, can I ride on you? Is that okay?
The trap's gonna blow you, dang agent.
All right, animal handling checks, please. All three of you.
You know, it's like I actually am proficient in this.
I think I might too.
I am not.
Flint is
Like you
slowly
roll?
rolling down the side of the horse.
I'm too heavy.
Warren
I rolled
is
a
just
16.
controlling it like a beast, and Floria, you're doing just fine as well. You all,
I had a griffin mount.
both of you watch as Flint is originally he was upright, and slowly there's a drift that's happening, and you realize that he does not know how to stop himself from going sideways. Either of you can ride up next to him and try and give him a helping hand, or just watch him bite the dust.
I can do it.
I can try to.
You've got 2 people.
Yeah.
Here,
Ow.
let me do it.
I'll ride up on the opposite side of Warren and kind of like help push him, so that way if he tilts to any of us, we can push him the opposite way.
Gotcha. Give me a strength check there, Warren, as you try and push Flint back up into the
What's
saddle.
happening?
Up you go, buddy. Well,
No, wrong way. Wrong way.
Ah!
All right, it's chaos and pandemonium as you're busy pushing and pulling between these two as the horses are making their way. Their train crosses over the massive bridge that spans a even bigger chasm. And as it's halfway across, there is this almighty explosion from the engine room. What happens is there is a concussive force that first just whooshes out over everybody, and then the sound follows behind that, which is a spectacularly loud sort of clap of rolling thunder. Bits of flower and shrub and bush and tumbleweed, sail pastures, everything is pushed by this explosion. And then the gates on either side of the bridge explode outwards as well in just great big chunks of shrapnel. Between the three of you, I'm going to say that Flint is 1-2. Oh, there's 4 of you. Flint is 1-2. Floria is 3-4. Varian is 5-6, and Warren, you are 7 and 8.
I hope
7
those
it
people
is.
are okay.
This
Warren, no!
massive chunk of debris just sails out and smacks you across the tip of your ear, dealing 4 points damage. As bits rain down. The explosions, however, start to build in intensity, and even though you're busy riding away, and Flint, you're just basically holding onto the neck of your horse by now, you watch as this line of explosions pepper off down in both directions, and fires are breaking out wherever this sort of stuff has happened, has landed, has started to incinerate. It's absolute cacophony of booms just ringing off and down, and eventually most of Braxia will have heard the sound by the time these explosions come to a rumbling halt. You've been riding now for about 10 minutes. The booms have got so distant now that you can't actually make them out from the sounds of the horse's hoofbeats and your own heartbeats. How far are you going?
I think
If
now's
the
a good time to
breeze-
stop.
Yeah, if the debris stopped raining, I would rein my horse in.
Yeah, don't we gotta go back to the goblins?
No.
What?
I'll sort of get off the I'll get off the horse, and I'll say, "How do you ride a creature with only 4 legs? Goddamn lunatics is what you are."
Varian throws himself onto the ground off of the back of the horse and starts pulling himself up to his knees.
I would dismount and I'm just like, Flint, can you give us like plug your ears or whatever you hear out of and
I'll-
Warren's name, or give us a little privacy.
I'll go over to Warren and I'll say, "Come on, let's have that chat. I need to tell you a little bit about myself. Come on." Sort of put my arm around his shoulder. Come on.
Okay.
And we'll go to the nearest cactus, like so much that we can see them.
Just awkwardly shuffling and looking back.
Yeah, just peering out from the corner, like. And at this point, Flint will in fact explain to Warren the nature of the birds and the bees from where his people come from.
The bears and the bunnies is what they call them in my place.
Cogs
I
and
think
gears.
it's called
Cogs and gears.
yes.
The bears and the bunnies.
Yeah, the cogs and the gears.
That's like,
You isn't more confused.
Yeah.
yeah, just more confused.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So, Floria, Virian is looking very intently at you and starting to back away. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're doing, but I am not going to comply with any more of your requests. I'm heading back to see if there's any survivors.
I don't expect you to trust me, even though I did just save your life. And
You're
you are
working with the
half correct.
goblins.
You are half correct in your assumption of me not being Floriat. I am her from another place, another version of this world. And you and I are lovers there, and I lost you. And when I fell through a rift and ended up here, I found out you were still alive. And by fluke and accident, I found out about the goblins' plans to blow up this train that you were on, and I came to save you. I'm not Floriat. I'm not a great general. I'm not strong. I can't save everybody, and I can't stop massive plans, but I apparently can save you.
I'm not sure what to do. I believe you. I think. I'm not sure how it works. I'm not a magician. But if you're working with the goblins, then my duty is to arrest you.
I'm going to be leaving here, so don't think of it as working with the goblins. And I don't know, I won't be here again, so you won't see me again. You're not my Virian. I'm trying to save him still. But you need to know something. There is a greater war that is coming that I mentioned to you on the train. It'll rain down from the heavens, and it will be terrifying. We know some weaknesses. They're coming for all worlds. So this goes beyond the wars here.
As he's about to say something, Flint and Warren, whilst you were talking about Daddy Cogs and Mummy Gears and things, you notice that there is something in the sky. It looks to be getting closer and closer.
Look, Warren, I can't explain this any further. We don't need those things on our person.
Flint.
That's just not how we...
Flint, look.
What the heck is that?
It looks as
Does
if
it look like
stalactites,
8 of them?
Yeah, stalactites is just surging out of the sky, growing longer
I grab
and longer
him. I'm
and
like,
longer.
Flint, we gotta go now. They're coming.
They? Who's they? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay.
I just run straight to Floria. Just going. I'm going for it.
Yeah,
The door. They're coming. They're coming.
And I'll look up.
Yep, one of those massive stone tendrils is slowly descending down towards roughly where you are. In the distance, you can see 3 or 4 more.
I'm going to grab my horse and run over to Varian. Like, look, the goblins are nearby and they would love to have a general. I need you to go. I need you to take a message to your Volstoy and your Empress. For some reason, they avoid swamps. We think it's the gas there. And potentially also they don't like the fumes from smoke and fire. They are already here. You don't have time. I need you to ride hard and fast as you can away from here. Go. And then I'm just going to grab him by the face and kiss him once.
gross.
He completely fails, and so he just goes straight into that kiss as if it is the last kiss on Earth, and breaks away, jumps into the saddle. I suppose I should thank you, all of you.
You owe me a life debt, I would say. If you find a gentleman named Berg, keep him safe. He might be able to save you or give you knowledge. If Berg ever ends up on your lands, keep him safe.
He nods and then spurs his horse to ride towards the burning wreck of the Arcanon. What are the three
Where are the
doing?
magic pebbles?
I'll pull them out of my bag,
All right.
and I'll take out the sheet that Bird gave me that tells me where that meeting place is.
Uh-huh.
Is it 6, an arrangement of 6?
Always arrangement of 6.
So I'll put that arrangement out as fast as I can, and
Alright.
hopefully works.
Roll a d6 for me.
Ooh.
Warren looks up at the stalagmites as they come down. Just, I'm not
4.
ready for you yet, but I will take you down.
All right.
Flint will go over to the horses, the ones that are remaining, unsaddle them,
Right.
and then sort of hit them on the rear and go on now, yeah.
All right. So the horses all bolt. Well, the 2 horses bolt away.
I'll search the saddlebag, see if there's anything in there.
There was some hardtack and a
Yep.
bottle of wine.
I'll take these.
Sure, absolutely. The stalagmite tendril things now impact about half a mile away from you into the dirt. There's massive eruption of dust and rock as this thing just slams into the ground. There's a very slight tremor. It takes 24 seconds before the stones suddenly illuminate and this portal opens up. It's already starting to waver as it seems to be losing energy.
I do not hesitate. Flint jumps straight in. Well, he's got his gun also, like, kind of cradled in, just in
Sure.
case we happen to jump into an ambush. Does that happen?
Warren?
Yeah, I wait till Flory goes in.
Floria?
I would be, before that portal opens, like, I would just be watching Varian ride away.
Sure.
And then once the portal opens, I'll take Warren's hand, look at him, nod, and then jump with him.
Let's go.
All right, you jump in through the portal. There is that moment's dislocation where you're just seeing all kinds of kaleidoscopic visions of different worlds and things. And then suddenly everything resettles, and you've now only got 6 stones left, but you are standing on a rather intricately carved dais. It looks like there are those teardrop stones inscribed in the hundreds around on this dais. There are columns on either side of the circle, creating quite a nice sort of effect of maybe a gazebo of some kind, the non-dangerous kind, obviously. And there are figures all around. The smoke that was oops, what does that mean there? The smoke that was coming from the wreckage of the Arcanon is now completely replaced with the most delicious scent of roasted jasmine and coconut. There's this definite smell of fresh bread wafting across the street. There's shouting, there's laughter, there's just general chaos going on. And stretching away from the dais all around you in a spoke-like pattern is just markets with stalls and vendors, and a brace of centaur walk past with saddlebags, busy chatting about something. Someone sort of hovers past, dressed in a sort of skin-tight metal suit of some kind, but it looks like fabric more than anything else. Drifts past without a problem. There's elves, there's gnomes, there's halflings. It's just this mixture of people all chatting, all looking at you. Or not looking at you, just looking at wares and things. And a figure sort of says, "All right, well, off you get. Come on. There's plenty more coming through." It looks like an older gentleman who's keeper of this dais, by the looks of things.
I'll step off.
No, I puked, like, for sure. Like, Warren
Oh,
just...
God, now I'm going to clean that up. Thank you very much.
I think Valoria would just, like, start smiling and then just start chuckling and then just full out laughing and like, "Oh, we did it! I can't believe it, we did it!" And then she would break down into just abandoned sobbing.
Right. Well, the old man is sobbing too. "I'm going to get a bucket that's mopping it. First time shifters.
I never understood why you organics had such trouble keeping your bodily fluids inside. It just seemed so wasteful.
It's not like I want to.
Oh,
Person thing.
So,
I don't know what to. I'm so confused.
I'll sort of take a look around and see if there's like an information desk or someone who looks like they're like super friendly and.
Well, there is an individual striding across confidently through the crowds directly towards you. He only stands 3.5 foot tall, and he is dressed in quite bright red leather, possibly looking like a pirate or perhaps a minstrel of the older days. But a rather curious thing, he's wearing red leather boots, but he looks like a halfling until you realise that he also has this very twirled blonde moustache. And as he's walking forward, he's saying, "Hello, from the other side." No? You don't get the reference? No?
Friend or foe? Friend or foe?
Oh, he doffs his hat and he bows low. Friend! My name is Captain Sowstringer. But you can call me Jazzy, all my friends do. I couldn't help but notice this is your first time here. Or do you always throw up when you shift?
Just a quick one. Is this a gnome?
A red cap?
Possibly a gnome.
Possibly a gnome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be kind of cautious around it because I don't like.
Is he a red cap? Because I've met one before.
No, he took his hat off. He didn't seem to have any issues taking his hat off, and he kind of dons it. He has a rather large brass-looking tube on his back, which he seems to treat quite carefully. It looks like it's got a whole bunch of little circular dials and push buttons and things on it.
Wait,
Is
so
it a
you know
tuba?
about
Or is it a
shifting.
trumpet?
It looks more complicated than a trumpet, and it's not as big as a tuba.
So like an alto sax?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So you know about shifting. Are you a ripper?
Shifter.
Rifter is one of the terms that they use for us. Or, of course, you could go with a shifter. Hi. I assume you know where you are.
Yes, I was told this is a safe place for shifters to go to meet and convene.
No, safe is a relative term, isn't it? You never know who's watching from afar. No, you don't get that either? You haven't heard that song either? Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
Sorry, but we three actually fell from 3 different places, and we've just found out how to get here, and we're a little confused and lost and don't pick up the terms and common culture that might be popular with shifters. Maybe you could enlighten us.
Oh, for sure. I might do it in a bit of a song, perhaps. Make it more engaging and the like. But, one can...
I would pull out my harp and think you could teach it to me.
You're a bard?
Yeah?
I see. And did you come here to earn some coin?
No, I fell through from my world and I'm a bit lost. And I ran into these two who are also lost, and really I think we're looking to figure out what the heck is going on.
Oh, okay, so you're not here. All right, you're not here to wait a minute. Something strikes me. You say you all... I see what you did there, Big Tin Man. It's always nice to have a literal audience. You came here from somewhere else? Obviously, but you say 3 different locations?
Well, we met each other by accident. We fell from 3 different locations and ran into each other, and then we found information that would lead us here. So we jumped together here, but we actually come from 3 different places.
And what do you plan on doing once you leave here, exactly?
I don't know. It depends on what answers there are. I don't even know if we can figure out how to go home.
Oh, you want to go back to your own home? Did you
Well,
take
we don't
note
know.
of the symbols around the portal? I'll take
What?
that as a no. It's going to be a bit tricky to get back to your home plains if you don't remember the destination point.
Well, maybe I can ask a question that'll shed some light on some of the ones that we have. I sort of grab Warren by the sort of collar and push him in front of the gnome, and I say, have you seen this man at any point of age? He might have white hair, or he might have a scar, he might have a missing limb. Have you seen this man, besides the one I've got now?
Hi.
You mean another version of him?
Yeah, let's say that.
Okay, I need to give you, why don't you come with me? We'll go to the tavern, you can buy us all a round of drinks, and we'll explain some of the basic fundamental rules, all right?
Who's us? And are you like a voluntary greeter to newbies?
You three look like you've just seen some adventure. Quite a lot, as a matter of fact. You kind of
Yeah, I'm really tired.
duffed up a little bit, and I'm trying to find someone that might, need a bard to sing their praises and the like. And,
You're looking for work.
Less work as so much as exposure to alternative opportunities. You see, I came here by mistake, and I can't find anyone who's willing to take me away from here again. So we could mutually exchange something, aye?
All right. Potentially. We'll have to... Let's go to the bar and get us drinks going.
He leads you across the crowded street. People sort of bump into you, move around. The vendors seem to be selling everything. Someone's shouting out about focusing crystals. Others are shouting out about the lost relics of the first civilizations. People are calling just everything. And when you look at the stands, some of them look like genuine antique stalls with ancient artifacts on sale. Others are selling stuff that it just looks like silver shiny ball bearings, but the size of a baseball, which when one of them gets tapped, it sort of floats up into the air, and this blue light engages and kind of flashes energy around, and then it lands again, and there's a digital display that pops up. Totally magic beyond comprehension. There's suddenly the square door just opens up in front of you of brilliant light, and this rather frazzled looking woman steps out. She's got this crizzy hair, thick glasses. She kind of looks at the three of you. I'm so sorry, beg your pardon. And she steps back in again, and the door just disappears as don't pay them any attention. They're just showing off, he says as he leads you. And
it's working.
The tavern is called At the End of the Universe, and he leads you inside. Again, just an array of stuff. There are some ogres sitting around a table having a quiet game of cards, elves, humans. There's some centaur at the far end at a specially designed bar. He kind of leads you to the corner. He sort of flashes to the barman. Four drinks on them, he says as he sits down next to you.
Wait, what's the currency here?
Well, whatever you got. Someone will buy it.
Oh, okay.
Flint, are we okay here?
I don't know. I think I hit a stone or a rock on the way down from that train, and nothing's making sense right now.
This looks like a utopia.
Okay.
Look at all the different races interacting, and no one bats an eye.
Why would they bet an eye?
Some places we found it are really, they don't like other races, and I think that's wrong. And I'm very excited that everyone likes each other here. Oh my God, Flint!
They were killing each other. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, this place is crowded.
I like it.
Aye, it has been getting crowded. Indeed, we have noticed an increase in foot traffic through here. You must realize that you three are no longer just ordinary citizens of the planet that you came from. You're special now. And as such, there are a few little rules that you might need to follow.
Of course. What are the rules for this land?
Well, let's see. Where shall we start? Oh, yes. With our ABCs. Whenever you need to learn something, you start with A, B, C. So,
Okay.
or do, re, mi, actually. Do, re, mi.
I would put down my harp beside me and pluck out do re mi.
Oh, well, there we go. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. The barkeep
Warren's
puts
going
down
to sleep.
4 large tankards of beer in front of the 3 of you and the gnome thing. All right.
What'd you say? What was that? Gnome? Was it?
Thing.
Yeah,
Gnome
what,
thing.
gnome?
Oh, okay.
Gnomey thing.
Yeah.
Triggered. Okay, go on. Okay, go on. I look at my beer and I'll slide it to Warren sometime during the conversation.
Oh, my mom said I can't drink that yet.
It'll make you big and strong.
How old are you, laddie?
I'm 16.
Oh, you're fine. I was drinking by the age of 5. Didn't do me any harm, did it?
Just take it slow. But I think you earned it.
Well, I guess I'm really thirsty. You just starts chugging it.
No. Oh, no.
All right, so first
I would
rule.
take the second one Flint gave him and slide it over to me and then towards the gnome.
Oh, he quite happily takes both of them and sort of one in each hand. He sort of takes a sip and then he takes a sip.
Just so Warren doesn't end up on his ass tonight.
So you're mentioning something about doughs and raising me's.
Yes, that's right. So you are in, we call it the hub. It's where
hub?
all shifters come through eventually, one point or another. It also seems to be the only place that the blasted clack door can't get to. And I have a suspicion about why they can't, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. And you shouldn't go poking around in that either. They wouldn't like it.
People don't like people asking about the clack door?
No, no one really cares about them, really. They're not our problem anymore. But there's a group, unofficial, mind you, the first shifters, if you like. They are in charge, and they've got a few little rules that they like to put into place. And if you don't follow the rules, they generally will just turf you out and ban you from ever returning here, which would be pretty bad because it would mean you'd have to live somewhere else. And as you said, it's not nice out there. Not like it is here, anyway.
Okay, so what are the main rules we need to be aware of that are common mistakes for new shifters?
Trying to find yourself. It's a strict no-no.
What happens if you accidentally bump into yourself? Are you allowed to run away or are you instantly just in trouble anyway?
No, you can politely say, oh, look at you, handsome, and then walk away.
Okay, so they're not going to get mad if you happen to bump in, because we accidentally bumped into an old version of him, which shocked all of us, and we had no idea what was happening.
Wait, what do you mean you bumped
It was
into
imposter.
an old version of him? Here in
When
the
we
hub.
first... Huh?
In the hub?
No, not here at the hub. When we first fell into another world, we ran into an old version of Warren, and that was terrifying. Because he died instantly.
You think he was from that world?
No. I don't know.
They mentioned that he was one of these shifter types.
That's
They mentioned they got
impossible.
those stones off him.
Why?
2 shifters of the same person can't exist in the same dimension at the same time. It's how it works. It
Oh,
just doesn't.
there he goes.
It just doesn't
Farewell,
work.
Warren.
He slides under the table.
Oh, God. He is a lightweight. I'm going to have to teach that boy.
So it's not possible, as far as I know, anyway.
So maybe he was an imposter.
Perhaps.
Maybe there's something else at play here. All right,
I
so
knew it.
so don't find ourselves, okay?
Don't find ourselves.
What's the
Right.
next thing?
If you find another shifter and you have extra stones, you've got extra rough stones, you share.
All right.
All right? You
Okay,
share.
so that no one gets stuck, I guess?
Aye. Who would want to be denied coming back here in the first place, anyway? They're
sounds
constantly
fair.
expanding this space, so at the moment you won't be able to buy any property, but hopefully in the future you'll be able to do so. Let's see, what else? Give stones
Is
to
this like-
other shifters, eh?
Oh, that's okay.
Oh,
I'll ask you after.
most important of all, because we can't save everyone, you are not allowed to tell any of the normals that you are a shifter. When you appear in a different place, you keep that to yourself. Right?
Okay.
Because otherwise, when the Clack Clack Door arrive, everyone from that planet is going to want to come here. And there just isn't enough room for all of us. So,
That's fair.
aye.
Now, let's speak hypothetically here for a moment. Let's say that you create one of these portals, these rifts, and one of the members of the Clack Clack Door fall in.
That would be a complete disaster if it was leading them here.
So what kind of security or protection keeps them out of this kind of place? I mean, everywhere we've gone, there's been some mention of the Clack Clack Door. Hell, last place we went, they were just arriving. So what keeps this place so safe?
Clack Clack Door don't seem to know about our portals. And if you may or may not have noticed, the portals don't stay open for very long. So the chances of one of them getting through are slim, and you will always arrive at that portal entrance, he says, pointing to the gazebo outside. And, well, Brother Tobias is pretty good at making sure that no one slips through the... and if it was a Clack Clack Door, he'd take care of it. And there's so many powerful people here, it's not even funny.
Are we making any attempts to stop the Clack Clack Door, though? There are a lot of people that need our help.
Oh, the sweet, sweet, sweet sound of youth being optimistic in the face of complete and utter hopelessness. I'm afraid that you're singing the wrong tune, barking up the wrong tree, chasing the wrong insect. We cannot
I don't get any of
defeat
those.
the Clack Clack Door. There's just too many of them, and they know things that doesn't make sense to me. But I'm just a little wee man. You might want to bring it up with one of the originals, but I'm not sure. It would be tricky, I guess.
You know, it doesn't matter how big or small you are. You can make a difference. And, like, it's kind of like, this is the first time having anything like this. It's kind of like, poke where it's
Platitudes with
hearted,
Warren.
but it's just a shoulder. Just like, what matters is the strength of in here. Because if that is good, then you can do the good things. Yeah.
Those are not bad words. I might use those in a song, actually.
Do
All right.
the good things, because you're doing good, the good things. Boop-a-doop, good. Can I have more of this juice?
No, you've had enough, sweetheart.
Oh.
Question. When we've traveled to other worlds before we figure everything out, whenever we try to go back to the same place, we came back to the same time. Does that happen here, or just at some reason this world continues on? So, like, we'll arrive in the future of time here.
Oh, that's a very complicated question. Temporal mechanics was not my strong point. I suggest you go and speak to one of the futurists. They might know, but they're very sticky about the information that they share.
Well, like, if we came back here, we're not going to arrive at the same time with another version of us, right? Like, time continues forward.
Oh, here, yes. It certainly seems to be. I mean, I've been here for about 272 days already, and counting.
But, like, if you went outside of this place and came back, do you go back to when you first came here?
No. You must have some coordinates if you've had that experience.
Yes.
The coordinates are locked to specific times, yes. If you arrange the stones in certain ways. But I don't really know exactly how to do it. I've never done it myself personally. I just sort of heard the rumor.
So like coordinates are like north, south, east, and west, and then also forward or backwards in time?
Yeah, date, time, that sort of thing. From what I understand. Do you need more stones, by the way?
We only have one set between the three of us.
Well, that's what happens when you're working 9 to 5, I guess. You run out of stones after a while.
Is there a place where we can get some?
Oh, yes. Oh, I can procure. How many would you like?
100.
I think getting 3 sets is a safe number.
A set for each.
Big number.
Well, what do you
Don't be
got to
greedy,
trade
Warren.
for it?
I thought you said that shifters just share with shifters.
There's sharing with shifters when you meet each other out in the field. This is
Oh.
the hub. You've come here, you've got to come with something to trade. You've got to
I've got-
understand, most shifters are out there to try and find profits. That's about all you can hope for, really.
I pull out what appears to be what Flint imagines is a lovely bottle of wine, and puts it on the table.
He looks at it. I could probably get you 6 stones for this. This is quite a rare vintage by the looks of things.
You want me to bless it?
No. I'm going to drink it.
All right. Well, that's
Okay.
that's a start at least. Now, Captain, you mentioned something about yourself trying to find a way somewhere.
Staying here is not really helping. His eyes kind of glance over your shoulder, and he gets this kind of dreamy look in his eyes. And when you sort of follow his gaze, you can see that there is a young halfling girl busy serving drinks, and she sort of catches his eye. She winks. He turns bright red like his jacket and sort of looks away. I really need to impress someone, and I'm not doing that by singing songs here. So if I could tag along.
You want a story?
Huh?
You want a story? You want to go on one of these expeditions with some people that know their way around the place and come
That's
back
it, exactly. I don't have a lot of skills, but I can sing songs really well, and people seem to like me.
Well, look, I tell you what. If you procure us a place to stay for the night, I'll make sure you come along with us for our next set out.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. All right, I'll get some rooms.
Cool.
And just before anyone asks, because I get this quite a lot, I'm known as a homeling. Just by the way,
What's a
halfling and half gnome.
Oh,
A homeling
Aye.
or
That's beautiful.
halfling?
No, a homeling. A homeling. And we
Oh,
should
sorry.
totally sounds beautiful.
get him less alcohol next time.
It's definitely better than halfling. Homeling is like Tommy. Yeah.
I'll be back with your rooms, he says, and he sort of disappears off. From outside, the three of you hear a loud shouting and someone being ordered to stop immediately. And then it sounds like a bit of battle, swords banging against shields, some more shouting, and then some groaning.
sure.
I just run right up.
Yep, I'll stand up,
You
look at
run
Floria, and say,
towards the door.
"Time to make some friends."
Maybe we should take a look at what's happening from a safe place, as we don't understand the hierarchy here. We don't need to make enemies of our allies by accident. And I'm like trying to hold on to Warren.
Oh, he ran for the door.
I
and-
bolt.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you,
God.
you following, Flint?
I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah,
fall
yeah,
after
I'm
Warren,
up,
yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The three of you burst out of the tavern, and there's quite a crowd that has formed a large circle. There are 3 individuals dressed entirely in black, fairly form-fitting. It looks like it's leather and cotton kind of combinations with quite stiff high collars. And they have this very silver pendant in the very center of a silver chain that sits over the top of these collars. And they're standing there. It's 2 women and a man. One woman is elvish, the other one is definitely human, and then the male could possibly be orcish by the hue of his skin, but his face is just covered in these black ink tattoos everywhere. And they're looking down at this young bloke. He's maybe 16 or 17. Bits of plate armor, but he's being held in place by a man catcher, the back of which is being held by a centaur, kind of just forcing him to bow down in the middle of the street. And he's trying to move, but the catcher's got him quite firmly around the neck.
What? Hey, don't hurt him.
The elvish woman.
I would put a hand on Warren's hand, just like, we don't know if he was trying to hurt others first, Warren. Let's watch this play out.
The elvish woman looks from him and she scans the crowd that is now formed. This individual was found to be attempting to steal rough stones from a vendor here in the hub. As you all know, we respect one another here, and we ensure that these sorts of things do not happen. It is the decree of the originals that you are to be expelled from the hub for all eternity. You are banned from returning. If you do so, you will be destroyed on arrival. Is that clear? The youth is trying to be defiant, but when he hears that he's banned, he kind of lets out a groan and looks up. His eyes are quite puffy. He's obviously been hit twice. He's already starting to bruise. And he said, "But how else was I supposed to get out of here? I don't have any rough stones, and I didn't bring any money with me." The elvish woman looks down at him. "You could have sold yourself into servitude, worked for an honest living, rather than trying to steal like a thief. Take him to the portal and dismiss him. Send him anywhere."
Wait, please, can you give him another chance? Maybe he could do the thing that you just said. You know, because think about it. He's young, he doesn't know what he's doing, and he made a bad choice. Let him work. Please. He's just a boy.
The elf gives you this look, and the rest of the crowd all kind of looks from her to you, back to her again. Flint, what did you were trying to do something?
Oh, Flint. Well, Flint was going to say something, but he, seeing Warren say that, and everyone now looking at him, Flint sort of emerges from the crowd, which he was a part of. No, I'm not going to abandon it. I'll stand there and I'll put a hand on his shoulder and I'll say, "Now I might be some backwater Ironforge, but listen. Seems to me that you suggested that indentured servitude covers things such as monetization and debt. That boy there tried to steal 6 roughstone, and by my reckoning, that once you caught him, you returned said roughstones." I sort of, at this point, have that bottle of wine, and I'll say, "I'll not only take this boy on under my wing, show him what's right for you fine people here at the hub, but I'll also pay for those rough stones that boy there tried to procure. I'm sure with that being reasonable, we don't need to send another person with the potential to shift to their death."
There's general agreement from the crowds. Some are sort of... Warren, what do you do?
No, just pointing, just like, what he said.
Feloria, you know elves. You know the look she is currently giving to Flint and Warren. It is the look of absolute despair at the folly of short-lived races and their desire for some kind of happy outcome. But she's also not an idiot, and she can see that the crowd is quite happy with this outcome. So be it. He is under your charge. If he commits another crime, you will face them alongside him. Is that clear?
Crystal.
Where?
She looks back at this rather podgy-looking this shopkeeper. He's holding the 6 stones in his sort of grubby hand. You are prepared to accept that bottle of alcohol in exchange for the 6 stones. He kind of wipes some drool off of the side of his chin. He was quite excited by this whole display of power, and he nods. So be it. You may release him. "And I want to talk to the 3 of you later," she says, looking at the 3 of you. And then she turns, and the 3 of them stalk back into the rest of the crowd. The crowd kind of falls around the kid and kind of pats the kid on the back, and several people are patting you on the back. Flint, and you as well, Warren. That was very brave of you. I certainly wouldn't have done something like that. Speak up against one of the originals. Well, that certainly takes brass balls if you're begging the pardon, the phrasing. But, well, let's just say we're all rooting for you when you're going to have that meeting with her. Well, it certainly took guts. That took guts.
It should be fine. She just wants to talk.
Warren, I think it's to chastise you.
What do we do?
You
Okay.
literally spoke to the ruler of this place and the commanders of this place without formal addressing and almost in a way of almost like you were trying to assert power over them.
But I was certain I said please.
Flint at this point will place a hand on Flora, and he's like, I'm sure young Warren can appreciate that, but sometimes folk can get too big for their britches. Being brought back to reality ain't something power needs to forget. For
No,
now,
but
let's-
also having a drunk boy talk for us and get us potentially in trouble if he throws his lot in and does become a thief.
I'll take responsibility for that. That was in part my fault. I did kind of
But
encourage.
she said all three of us would.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. But for now, let's go see if this young fellow needs any medical attention. He seems quite rough around the eyes there.
Yeah, he kind of stands shaky. He's about the same height as Warren, probably about the same age. He does not look like he's in a good way. He's exceptionally skinny. He obviously hasn't eaten in a long time, and it's just sort of shaking. He looks at the three of you. I didn't expect anyone to help. Thanks.
I give him a hug. And I'm gonna use my last D6
Oh, nice.
of healing to give him 6. Hey, there you go. Give him 6 healing.
Well, as you give him this hug, it's the first sign of kindness he's had in a really long time. And he kind of becomes not heavy because he just leans into the hug as if he has just needed someone to say it's okay for a really long time. There is a voice behind you, Flint.
Yeah, I'll turn.
Am I being deceived, but is that an ironborn as I live and breathe? My God.
I turn. What do I see?
There's a fairly large ironborn. This one is definitely not one of the pile drivers, but one of the lifters, so he's incredibly bulky.
Well, I'll be a son of a socket wrench. Look at that.
Well, I'll be the son of a cogsmith. What brings you to these parts here, son?
Well, it's a long story, friend, but needless to say, well, the steam fitters didn't take too kindly to my work, and, well, I saw fit to leave my employ and start wandering the world.
I completely understand. I had to do a bit of a duck and hide myself, but if you don't mind me saying, it looks like you've had a fair beating left, right, center, up and down, and you didn't come out the better of it.
No, not at all, but I sort of at this point turned to Florian Warren. I said, I've been in good company, so it's really helped the adjustment, you know?
Right. Well, if you need a good oiling, I'm just saying there's a little place down the line. There are a couple of us that have banded together. You come down there, we'll put you in an oil bath, and we'll get you straight dent sorted out. Right toot sweet.
I'll sort of put my hand out in kind of like a traditional handshake that the Ironborn do.
Sure.
It's kind of like they grab each other by the forearm, but then there's kind of like this sort of almost like a bonding, like the wrists sort of twist together so the arm sort of becomes conjoined. It's kind of a single symbol of solidarity among the Ironborn.
Absolutely. He takes your hand without doubt. H4NK at your service. Most of them
H4?
just call me Hank.
Hank. Folks call me Flint. It's nice to meet you, Hank, and I'll definitely be taking you up on that offer to come see some of the other folk down at the... Well, what was it called?
Oh, well, you're gonna laugh, but it has special meaning to some of us. Well, We just call it the Foundry. You can come on down and we'll sort you out. Your softskins can come with you, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's mighty hot inside there. Designed specifically for our kind, you understand.
Oh, of course, of course. Well, thank you for your hospitality. It's good. You don't really realize that you miss that kind of thing when you get caught up in some mess.
Well, what you said was touching. I ain't looked at the flesh bag before in that kind of way, saving that little scap of a human.
My opinion's been changing recently due to good company.
It must be. He looks at Floria. Oh, I get it. Good company. Right. Well, there's some of our kind down there that you might find a little bit more suited to better company, if you know what I mean.
He sort of, this is actually the first time you've seen Flint smile at this point. Like, there's kind of like this rusty gate to his jaw that sort of angles his square lip on a diagonal.
I see that tickles your fancy. I'll see you then. Foundry.
Till next time, Hank.
He turns and walks off. Freddy, would you give me a perception check, if you please? Oh, boy.
It just got to the point where it's like just a very long hug.
Yeah. Eventually, the hug is broken, and the kid looks at you. Well, I guess I work for you now, so, here, I couldn't help myself. He hands you back your coin pouch.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry. I guess.
Oh, that was mine. Oh, that's okay. Everybody makes mistakes, but, you know.
You didn't know that I'd taken it, so I don't think I made a mistake.
This kid's
I
very
mean,
good at
like,
mistakes.
morality kind of sense. Like, you know, stealing's wrong. There'll be more later.
Huh. As you're saying that, the centaur who had the man catcher before comes trotting up to the three of you. You are requested to attend to the originals. You will follow me.
What is...
I'll look to the kid and give him the name of, what was it, Captain Soxford? Soxworthy?
Jazzy.
What?
Jazzy, that's right.
Jazzy.
Jazzy. Was that Captain Jazzy? I thought it was something else.
No, that was his
Before
nickname.
we
Jazzy.
leave,
Oh, his
I
nickname.
would get down on level with the kid, and I'd be like, listen, I don't care what you steal in other worlds. I don't care what you do in other worlds. When you are here, if I catch you stealing, I will destroy you myself. No one will threaten Warren, and no one will threaten Flint here. Do you understand me?
He nods emphatically. I promise. I'll do good here.
You be good, and I'll make sure you're taken care of, okay?
The original,
She's really
says the
nice.
centaur.
As we go to follow the centaurs, Flint's gonna look at Feloria and he's gonna say, you know, I think you got that Volstoy thing down pat. Where was this when we were infiltrating the train?
I don't know.
He sort of pats her on the back. It was a joke, honey.
Sorry, I'm a little on edge, I guess, emotionally.
That's okay. I never thought I'd told jokes before.
He had a rough I'll tell you that. Wait, do those people die in the train?
And we'll be back next week with the adventures in the Broken Worlds continue. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. Thank you for participating, Michael, Kai, and Freddie. I appreciate it. I really do. We're going to throw open the floor quickly to some questions. If there are any questions coming through from those of you guys watching, you can ask them now for the cast and crew. Otherwise, we will let them go their merry way. They all lived. Yes, absolutely. I'm exceptionally happy that they all lived. They almost didn't.
But real fast, I really want to apologize about earlier today. I was kind of in a rush to get here, and I got here almost on time, but then my camera just wanted to not actually work properly. So I apologize for any delay. That should not happen again.
Should not happen again. No, absolutely.
Unless if it's another April Fool's.
Yeah.
There was so much going wrong with technology and those rolls. Oh my god, how many threes?
What the hell?
Disaster.
So crazy.
The
8s
rolls
and 7s?
Really were. Yeah, it was chaos.
Man, what a
Absolute
crazy.
Oh, that's a loaded question there, nerdy.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, wow. Extra
So-
nerdy. Question, Kai and Freddy, who has the better accent, Guy or Michael?
In real life or by putting it on?
I think they're referring specifically to the
Like the
Texan Western.
The Western one.
accents, yeah.
Oh, I'm not. That's loaded because I love you both, and I don't want to hurt the feelings of the other person. So
I think Michael's is better personally.
Oh, actually, you know what? There was something special that happened because I think Flint is kind of like the gruff kind of Texan, like kind of the old salt. But I think Guy's one was kind of like that old man sitting in a wheelchair outside of like a general store. Just it's a different type of Western accent, and I think Guy really absolutely nailed it as well. So it's not that one was better than the other. They're both equally great and fantastic. I think that there were two very different ones done very well.
Yeah, you basically took what I was going to say. Well,
Oh, did I?
That was literally it. Because
Well, you can say it again. I love hearing it. You can say it all over.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's very tough because I think for like what you're doing, it's a really great job. I would almost say maybe Guy just a little bit, but it's only just because I don't know, because I think maybe I'm just more I like the older manner voice, but I feel like you both did a good job with your Western accents, and the exchange, it flowed really well. I think
I thought that was quite. I did like that exchange. I admit.
I did.
I think it was like Michael, you kind of fell into the Texan voice even more because of it. So it was really good.
Right.
Oh man, thank you.
I know for me the biggest challenge is the long A's. So switching from saying bath, which is the British way of pronouncing it, to bath, which is the American way. Dance becomes dance. So it's that
Dance.
sound.
Yeah.
Take a bath.
Now switching to my accent instead of your British one. Bath.
Bath.
Bagel or bagel?
Yeah, bagel.
Oh dear.
There was one.
I pronounce it bagel.
Oh no, bagel. There was a
Bagel.
question. Someone was saying, what show was I watching? It was the latest season of Queer Eye First Date Guy, and they were debating how you pronounce squirrel, and they were saying it's squirrel.
Squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel.
Squirrel?
What do you say, Freddie?
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
A squirrel. Like, look, a squirrel.
A squirrel.
Squirrel.
I think
I pronounce it squirrel.
yeah. Even in Australia, we say squirrel because we don't have them.
Squirrel.
So for the most
You
part,
don't have squirrels?
no, I've never seen a squirrel in my life.
Oh my
Time for
god.
squirrels? They have.
I'm gonna go outside and film them tomorrow. I'm gonna make my mission because they're everywhere. To hunt these little squirrels down.
Oh my goodness! All right,
Should
well,
you force
there
a
we go.
spider to squirrel spider?
I'd also like to do a little shout out and say thank you to Warren. I think so many opportunities in today's episode. Warren had just set up such a great scene for everyone to kind of enjoy, like the part where the explosion happened, and you sort of wanted to sort of pick up when the dice were just completely down. The bit where you were kind of trying to get to know the voice, not the voice lord, trying to get to know Virion and having a moment, all those little bits and pieces.
Yeah, I thought it was really sweet. I'm Warren into the horse. I'm Warren. Can I ride you? He's not going to answer, but
no, it was awesome. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun with that today. Especially,
I do love this comment that's come through. If Australia had squirrels, they would probably be venomous and lay eggs.
Spider squirrel.
Spider
squirrel.
Absolutely.
Spider squirrel. Yeah. We've got lots of birds. I feel where I am.
Possums.
We have things called
kangaroos.
No. Quendas. Quendas is what we've got. It's like kind of like a possum rat, I guess.
Right. Well,
Quinda?
koala is pretty close to a squirrel in terms of being all fluffy and cute, but that's about as,
Oh, yeah.
as close as
Oh yeah.
Have
yeah.
you heard the sounds they make though? They're
Oh, no,
horrific.
that's terrifying. Yeah, absolutely terrifying. If
They're
you-
like adorable and cute. You'd think it'd be like a cute sound, and there's like, "Mwah!"
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. No, there's when I was down south a few weeks back,
He's
like
training
yeah,
red squirrel.
in the middle of the night, because when you're away from the city, it's pitch black, and if you're in the pitch black of the Australian countryside,
Oh,
it's
God.
just darkness everywhere. You can't see outside your windows.
I love
And then you
noises.
hear the sound of a koala or something. Like you hear them, and you're like,
Oh God.
"Yep, it's zombies outside."
It's just zombies.
Never want
There
to
were
come to
there were
Yeah.
a lot of really cool role playing moments today, though. I think with everybody.
I think so.
It was really cool. Like all the interactions, like the whole jar thing. I was kind of worried about like the whole blowing up thing. So like that's why I just like I looked out. I'm like, we could die doing this, but we gotta do it. Just like go in and just because I actually a lot of characters, I think even Bream a little bit, very cautious. I've done a lot of cautious gameplay with role playing. But just think about this like we really need it's a good way of really like pushing that the story forward. And there were a lot of like really great moments. Like I don't know, I really like the exchange between the two Ironborns. That was super cool. And then Floria with Virion, that was epic. Like a lot of moments where you're just like, I don't know, I should be evil, but I kind of like her. It was really funny.
I do want to just
And also,
sorry.
That dream.
Mm.
Oh, sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
go
Go
for
ahead.
it.
Sorry.
The dream.
No, it's like that dream sequence like you gave me, guy, like with the because like you said there were like 8 stars. Like it was kind of like because then like you mentioned like there were things popping up in the sky again. I'm like, oh, that was a hint. They're like running into the dream sequence, like it's happening again. So that was super cool.
What do you mean again? This has never happened before to
Right.
us.
Yeah, it's lovely. I just want to give a big shout out to Pikmin Biomaster, to Mac Weasel, and to Wolfie Hologram for subscribing and for your bits. We do appreciate
Oh,
it.
cool.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, congrats.
Thank you.
We really do appreciate that. Thank you. So yes, Flora and Virion's last moments together were so good. That last kiss on Earth moment gave me goosebumps, says William Mash Taylor. I agree. It was absolutely awesome. Our Chan Cham says, Guy was sweating when you were trying to blow up the jar. I really was. I was like, this is a gnomish explosion. Please just don't blow it up individually. Please just don't blow it up whilst you're holding it, because I can't protect you from that kind of damage.
Right. Oh yeah. And I knew that was something like that was going to happen. So I was like, that's why I mushed all the bombs together just to go,
Right.
okay, Guy's not going to like this. Guy's going to hate this. And then, no, it was really good. I was, yeah, like I said, my initial intention was to throw it into the fire, but then
Right.
the crowd didn't instantly die because of the cascading threes that kept happening.
Oh my God,
Nothing-
those threes.
Nothing
An
died.
8.
yeah.
And an 8. Yeah, it was absolutely terrible. And I at some point I was like, okay, I got to cut my losses here. And I kind of looked at. I mean, I know I shouldn't do this, and I know players shouldn't do this, but I looked at my hit points and I went, I'll be okay. And Warren's not too different to my hit points. I'm like, I'll be all right. I mean, unless Guy like starts rolling fistfuls of d20s, I reckon I could walk from
I'll
this.
survive. Yeah.
And I did actually. Like the first lot of damage was like basically half my hit points straight up.
Right.
And then when he actually fell off, I was on like 4 hit points left or something like that. And I was just like, yay! Just like I planned.
I live.
It's like I can do it too.
Yes. Yeah, Extra Nerdy says clumping the bombs together was definitely a hold my beer moment.
Yes, without a doubt.
Hold this.
Without a doubt.
I think
Anyway,
that's
guys,
probably
thank
one
you.
of our- I have to say one of our best sessions, honestly.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
I still liked last week though. I'm sorry, but that was fun.
Aw.
I know Guy wasn't there, but that was fun.
He
was a lot
was
of
there.
fun.
He was trying to kill us.
All right, guys, thank you for playing. We'll see you all next week. For those of you that stay with the show, I'm going to do a brief review of how it actually happened till then. Anyway, thanks. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for having us.
Okay, so they are clear and gone. I do appreciate all of the players. They're a lot of fun. So there we go. Yeah, Dead Aussie Gamer was a great GM. He is a good GM. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we hit it off so well. Yeah, so that session ran out pretty much as I had expected. They pretty much did what we had planned to do. I think one can get a certain sense of how players are going to react and what they're going to do. The trickiest thing was making Virian's response to Floriat as honest as I could, and that for me was a very difficult moment. Here you have this man who has devoted his life to Floriat, the Volstoy, and there are just too many gaps in Feloria's story. There's mention of goblins, there's traitoring, and then the train gets destroyed as well. But what would he do? Would he try and fight back against these 4 or 3 armed people? I don't think that would make sense. So when he was given that opportunity to flee, I think that's why he turned and fled. So for me, that was the greatest challenge in today's show, was trying to go, okay, how do we make his reactions honest and genuine? I had in me the desire that maybe he should attack and that Kai would have to kill him, because that would have been a very poetic kind of circle. But it just felt as if it wasn't a logical course of action. There was no way I could really justify that, because Virian is not supposed to be an idiot. So that was a big challenge for me. The explosives, yes, the explosives were always going to be a problem in terms of them getting away. The dice rolling, as they said, were just against them. There was really no hope in hell of recovering from that. So I thought, well, they'll do some damage. They'll blow up those systems and things. It's quite a pity. I quite enjoyed the map that I came up with for that. It would have been nice to have the whole train laid out, but it didn't feel necessary. So that's why I just didn't do it. In terms of setting up the shifter town, I think I created quite an interesting space. I was thinking of the scenes from the Hellboy movies where they go into the undercity markets and things. Just this cacophony and this mixture and mesh of different time zones and different peoples and different races and things kind of all coming together, which I think is a very exciting space to be in. I was also kind of channeling a little bit what it's like to be in, say, Akihabara here in Tokyo, where it's just chaos and people everywhere and people wearing all kinds of different things. It's a very fun space to be in. I think I got across what I wanted to. The one character, the gnome, or the homeling, I should say, he was a character that was submitted by Shirag, one of our Patreon supporters of the show, and I really like this character because he was given a purpose. He wants to show that he is capable of being worthy of the love of this young gnome that he's in love with. So I quite like that. Sorry, it wasn't Shirag who submitted that NPC. I've got the wrong template open. Now I've completely lost where the template was. Let me open it up so I just can credit the right person with that. Broken World Chronicles. Oh, as it was Shirag who submitted Jazzy Sowstringer, this little halfling who wears red and high heels, which is quite cool. I didn't get to that part on. And then what made it interesting is I don't listen to contemporary music. So I kind of know what's going on in the background, but not a lot. And of course in Japan, if you do happen to catch music, it's Japanese stuff. It's not Western stuff. So the quirk was that this gnome, this homeling, slips song references or song names into everyday speech. So I had to try and think of song titles and stuff, and it's not a forte of mine. So I hoped I paid enough attention to it. I don't think we've seen the last of them. He was last quested to go and find rooms for these guys in exchange for that bottle of wine which Flint handed over. So that's going to definitely be on the cards for next week, just resolving that. It's not going to be a major thing. I want them to move on. I want them to do the hub thing. I want them to learn a few things. I want them to realize that the hub does not care about the other dimensions. The hub is a pocket space that the Clack Clack door can't get into because they don't know where it is. They can attack all of the other planes because they can find those other planes, but the hub is really a sanctuary. It's really a safe space. So long-term goal, the characters might want to convince those that live in the hub to try and take the fight to the Clack Clack door, but that's neither here nor there, and that's not sort of the long-term. That won't happen. I mean, we've got, what, 4 episodes left, so that won't happen in season 1 anyway. We would... yeah, we'd need lots more time to explore that. Thank you, Kai. Yeah, pop culture references. Anyway, the authority of the originals, I thought, needed to be expressed because I needed to bring in some element of tension within the hub. So yes, the hub is this great place. You can trade and buy almost anything from any time period, from any dimension, any plane out there. But the originals are there, they're guarding, they're watching, they're monitoring, and making sure that people don't violate their rules and things, and they are very dictatorial. I think that is the only way that you can really run something like this. And when you look at contemporary television shows where oftentimes it's like the timeline police, the temporal officers who make sure the timelines don't get changed. They're very militant, they're very black and white. Yes, you can, no, you can't. I imagine that the originals would be pretty much the same. These are the rules, this is what you must do, and this is how you have to follow through. And I wanted to also demonstrate what happens if you break those rules, is that you can no longer access the hub. So it's something that the players can now take home and go, yes, okay. Yeah, so we need to show respect to these originals because they do have the power just to ban us. All in all, I was very happy with the session. It played out as I had wanted it to. I didn't take that break in between because we had started late because of Freddie's technical issues. So I just pushed through on that. I don't think that was necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, so this is obviously available on YouTube if you want to watch it again later on, and it is available as a podcast to all of our Patreons. You get the shows, I think it's a week later after each week, so there are those advantages. Yeah, the Goblins, they didn't really want to return to the Goblins, and the Goblins had achieved their goal. They're celebrating. Berg is there as well somewhere. It is, yeah, the Goblins, we might see them again. I like that world. There are some other worlds that have come through that I really cannot wait to explore. Just some super cool spaces. So hopefully we'll get to have a look at those. And see what we can do there. So anyway, all right, thank you for watching, thank you for staying all the way through to the end. There's nothing left for me to really say other than I look forward to seeing you hopefully on Friday night at 8 p.m. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the usual time, for live GM sessions, and then again next week, same time, same place, for the next episode of the Broken World Chronicles. Until then, I wish you and yours the happiest of gaming.